what it should be. This your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And it's Military Crazy War, Yappy Hour, Drink Champs, motherfucking podcast. Make some noise! Now, when we started this podcast, we said that we wanted to give flowers to legends. We wanted to give people that paved the way for us, people who have cemented their name in concrete. This brother right here has had hit after hit. He has. When you see leading the culture and people changing the culture and people shifting the culture, this is a person. He's a fashion icon, a hit maker, a producer from the best borough in the world.
That's right.
In the world.
Kendall?
He's a legend beyond legend. We are going to give him his flowers. We're going to let him know that the music business is a better place when he's involved. In case you don't know what we're talking about the one and only motherfucking Kwamé! So
that's right. You said it. The best borough, the best
that's
place.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm watching you, right? And I'm hearing you speak about your youth, right?
Yeah.
And the people that you grew around with, right? Because you from 96th Street. What street?
97th.
97th.
Yep, between 24th and 25th Avenue in East Elmhurst, Queens.
You know what street I'm from?
Where?
97th Street.
Get out of here.
Yes, I'm from left rack, though. I know you hate when we talk Queens.
No, I don't hate it.
He hates when we talk Queens. Listen, technically, if I woke up and he woke up or from 97th Street and we kind of walked straight, we would meet in the
100%.
middle. Yeah, because when I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this guy's from 97th Street. But so let's describe that, right?
And I would literally walk from my house to Left Rack, walk to Queen Center Mall. Like, yeah, of course.
So let's describe that, right? Because I'm and this is for people that's not privileged, who didn't get the chance to do the research and everything and know so who was the people that you grew up with in Queens?
So if you take my block, 97th Street, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to be on some hip hop stuff for now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'll go a little bit of history in a minute, but on 97th Street, if you go further up my block, right?
Eric B.
You got one block over, you have Eric B.
Okay.
3 blocks over, you have Kid from Kid and Play. On my block, 1 block up, the producer, the hit maker, Ron Ra Lawrence, who did Hypnotize.
Hitman.
Yeah, Hitman. Ron is on my block. You go about 4 blocks down, you have Herbie Lovebug. You have a couple of blocks over, you have Play from Kid and Play.
Wow.
You go a little bit across Northern Boulevard, you got Cool G Rap.
Wow.
You got Les from the Beat Nuts is over there.
That's Corona.
Go further up, I see you. You know what I'm saying? So that neighborhood, if you want to take the neighborhoods, is East Elmhurst, Corona, DJ Polo, Cool G Rap and Polo. You take East Elmhurst, Corona, you have your area, Left Rack, you have Flushing. In Flushing, you got Large Pro, you got Drez, Royal Flush, Mike Geronimo. So all of us are within if you're driving, all of us are within a 5-minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5-minute radius.
15 the most. 15 the most.
The most.
Yeah, the most.
And that's because you're driving slow or something like.
Let me now. I'm sorry, but this is how I break down Queens, right? I used to always say the buses and the trains.
Yes.
Right? The buses is like the South Side, right?
Yep.
That's Lost Boys, that's 50 Cent, that's Ja Rule, Run DMC. That's how you get there. That's how you get there. You have to get there through buses.
Or you have to take a train
from Parsons Boulevard. Yeah, from Parsons Boulevard, right?
And then take
that's where it starts, right?
Yes.
And then it's the trains. The trains is, even though Parsons Boulevard is technically Jamaica, but that's where it starts, where the dollar vans and the buses come. But then you have us. I believe we're called the west side of Queens, right?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Elmhurst, Astoria, Ravenswood, Queensbridge. And so that's the way Queens. And Queens is fucking a big ass borough, bro. Like Queens, I think Queens is the size of Miami, bro.
No, how about this? I was arguing with my friend from Philly, and I was like, if Queens is bigger than all of Philadelphia. Like, no, it ain't. Look it up. We go on Google, and I'm telling you, Brooklyn. You put Brooklyn and Queens, which is pretty much together.
Yeah, it's together.
It's on Long Island. You put them two together, that's bigger than most major cities.
Oh, I didn't look at it like that.
Whole country.
Wow.
It's bigger than most major cities. So it's like 6 million people in Brooklyn and Queens alone.
Damn.
Wow, come on.
Yeah. I love my town. I love my borough.
So one of the craziest things that, me doing your research is when Malcolm X's house burnt down.
Which is on my block.
Which is on your block. Mm-hmm. Your family came to his aid?
Yeah, my grandfather was a publisher. He had a black-owned newspaper called the New York
Malcolm
Voice.
X publish the newspaper.
And he helped Malcolm publish his thing. So when the firebomb happened, my grandfather's on 94th. He's on 97th. So you think about it, this bomb happens and it's just you, your wife, and your little kids.
Yeah.
So it was like the only person he knew that was in the immediate vicinity is my grandparents.
And you talking about Malcolm, the only person he knew?
So you just go around the corner and, just give the kids somewhere to sit until they figure it all out.
Right.
Yeah. And it's funny, is like, I didn't really know that story till my mom's told me, and then I said it recently, and I'm like, yo, I never even knew that.
And that's the firebombing that's depicted in the movie?
Yes.
And in the book, too.
Right.
And in the book, because remember, prior to the movie, I read the book.
Yeah.
And I believe in the book there was a picture, and it said East Elmhurst.
Yep.
And I knew this. I knew that story had something to do with me, but I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, no, it was on his house is 97th between 23rd and 24th Avenue, and I'm in between 24th and 25th. So it's
Right. And damn, man, that's a beautiful story, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pick up your family, man.
Yeah.
Pick up your family. So bouncing around, like we're gonna move around, right? Okay. I'm very curious to know.
All right.
Because you're a producer too. But one thing about you, you're a real lyricist, right? You're a real lyricist.
I try to be sometimes.
So let me ask you, without critiquing this new generation of MCs, a lot of these new generational MCs are not lyrical, right? It's all about somewhat the melody and being catchy, right?
Yeah.
Has it ever been a time where you went in as a producer who these kids don't know? They're thinking KW1 millions, K millions, like they're thinking that, and they're not knowing that you made hit records for yourself, and produce hit records. Have you ever been like with a new generation guy?
Yeah, like say for example, it could have been like a new generation rapper, it could be a new generation singer, or even just like a generation, like say before this one. Like for example, I'm working on a Christina Aguilera record, and it's just like some pop, strings and all this other stuff. And she was like, I heard you rap. I was like, yeah, I did a little something. Did you ever make a song? And I was like, I did things, but like even with a younger generation, it'll be like the session will start out cool and we're working, and they'll come in like the next day, my mom said, I'm like, oh yeah. Or the mom will show up and the dad will show up, and the kid is looking like, I don't know nothing about this. But so it's cool. That's what I love about producing, because it gives me, it takes away that age barrier between somebody new and somebody seasoned. And it's always been a respecting. Once they find out, it's like, what could you tell me that I don't know already? And it could be somebody, that's doing it. It doesn't matter. It's just like, what have you seen that I haven't seen yet? And then I'd be able to impart some knowledge on them. And it's cool. Or they'll be like, like you said, how people are more into the lyrics and more into the stuff from back in the days. And they, they'll have that thought of, well, we don't need to do all that no more. You know what I'm saying? This is about swag. It's about us just being swaggy and like about the beat. No, it's not about the beat. It's like, it was like more like, y'all had to work harder than we do. We don't have to work as hard as y'all did.
It's fucked up, and it's true.
Yeah.
It's true to a certain extent.
It's like, you ever see like the old people that be like, I used to walk 10 miles to school. And he's like, it's fucked up that you had to do that. But we don't got to do that anymore. So it's just a give and take. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, right? My partner right here, he comes from the era of vinyl, right? And
we come from the era of vinyl.
I'm sorry.
You're acting like you mad.
I was trying to make a point, like what I mean, like with you particular, like DJ. I'm sorry, as a DJ. So, and then obviously, going to a party to rock right now, vinyl is probably not the thing you're gonna
unless you go to those sexy parties where 45s only and you just be playing.
Become a thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So how have you been able to adjust from the equipment from back then, and now like this programs like Fruity Loops, where you don't even need equipment, you can just do it on your computer?
Well, that's a two-part answer.
Okay.
So, like for example, my DJ, big shouts to DJ Tap Money from Philly. He is strictly Technique 1200s vinyl only.
Right.
Oh.
And what we've been finding as time has gone on and we've been doing shows and you rent these equipment, the promoters like, we not renting that old shit. We not, you know what I'm saying? They into like, if it ain't like the Rain, you know, or the Serato, you know,
Like the
anything kind of controller.
Right.
And my DJ just not with it. He's not, and he older than me.
Not with it.
Yeah, he's just not with it. And so sometimes it's a battle with that.
Okay.
And for me, I'm always forward thinking. I'm like, yo, dude, why you want to carry them big ass hard 10,000-pound turntables?
Right.
Because he'll bring his own. If they don't have it,
Right.
he's carrying the flight cases and he's going on his own.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, you just keep the old but learn the new at least so you can be adaptable. I feel like every DJ should know how to adapt. Like if you in a situation and you got your shit, somebody put something in front of you,
Right.
you either gonna sink or swim. What are you gonna do? You just gonna stand there, but I don't know how to control this.
Right.
Or you gonna know how to adapt and work. So I think there's a thin line. You gotta stick, I think you should stick to the things that you know and you should always know.
Right.
Like the equipment.
Right.
I use a bunch of new stuff, but my drums always come from a Kai SP 2000 XL. MPC 2000 XL. I'm saying SP, I'm thinking of SP12. But the MPC 2000, it's that smoke. You got that smoke
That's
on.
right, that's right.
I'm not even thinking right. I can't even say the name of that shit that I...
Make the noise. It's got the diamonds? Both? Okay, all right.
That's his marathon smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
we gonna talk about that in a minute.
No problem.
So you got, I still use my MPC, and that machine is like 25 years old. But I know, I'm a master at that. And I know how to make stuff that don't sound like 25 years ago. It can sound like now, it can sound like then, whatever. And I know how to use that equipment, but I also know how to incorporate all the other things. And you gotta be open-minded to incorporate, because time is gonna keep moving, man. You can't just be stuck in when you was popping and you just keep it at that.
Right.
You gotta be able to at least adjust in some way, shape, or form. You know?
Let me remind you though, unlike your DJ, when we did the tour in Canada and we did the show in Russia, I did have a controller. I didn't take turntables. I had a tractor controller.
I don't know what that is.
How do you feel about it?
I didn't like it.
What is that though?
But I like the convenience of taking it around.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really. I'm just too analog with it. Like,
No, I understand. But
What is that?
it's just a controller. You don't need to take the two turntables, the mixer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that
I'm
one
not using
deck.
vinyl. I'm not using the controlling vinyl. So it's just the one thing.
But what do you normally use on your rider? What would you want?
No, it'd be a mixer and two techniques.
Okay.
Right.
See, and there's another thing I think, especially when you scratch it, I wouldn't want to scratch on anything else but techniques.
Of course.
But for me, I think like I've seen so much in so long. Like I've went from when I first started doing shows, we would have instrumentals on. We would have, our setup would be 2 techniques, a tape deck. You know what I'm saying? And if we didn't have the instrumental, I'd have it on tape.
Right.
You wasn't able to get vinyl, so you pushing a tape deck, you doing an instrumental, and then that went to the DAT. Like anybody remember a DAT tape? Yeah, you were playing your DAT tapes, and then from the DAT tapes it went to and this is when your records was coming out. What's that control thing?
Instant replay.
Instant replay.
Yes.
You started using instant replay. I thought that was the best shit in the world.
I did too.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
that.
that's
I think for shows it was.
Yeah.
But you still had your turntables.
Right.
And now I've literally seen cats get on stage with an iPhone.
That's
put
terrible.
their thing and it just be
That's
press and
terrible.
play.
And not even a DJ, they do it themselves.
Yeah, press and play. I've seen major artists get on stage and have a stand with their computer right here. This is my next song. Boom.
Yep.
You're like, all right, like, this is what y'all doing?
I hate it.
So it's like, you gotta, I believe, especially whatever the kind of music that you're doing, whether it's hip hop or anything, the elements that you made the records in should be on stage with you. So if it's turntables, if it's a sample, or if it's whatever, I think you should have those elements on stage and just mix it up, past, present, future, keep it rocking.
Right. Now you said that you believe that artists should never have a publishing deal.
No.
Can you explain that to people who... Explain that to a kid that was right now in Baisley Projects.
Yeah. Shouts to Baisley.
Yeah, he's on Section 8. He has the opportunity. He has let's just say for 7's my lucky number. So he has 700 grand looking at him in his face. This 700 grand could change his family, get him out the projects. But then he hears somebody like Kwamé said, who's well experienced, and says, I don't believe, sir, you should take that deal.
Let me ask you a question. How long has he been in the projects with his family?
His whole life.
His whole life,
yeah.
Right? So check this out. You get a publishing deal. They're going to give you $700,000. They're giving you $700,000 because they know you probably can make $1.4 million. So they give you $700,000. You hype for the $700,000.
All right.
You take it, but the records that they know you got coming is going to make that $1.4 million within 9 months.
Yep.
You've been in that situation for your whole life. You can't wait 9 months?
Right.
Now, can you wait 9 months? If you can, if you really think about it.
Right, you're right.
Unless somebody you on the 8th floor and somebody on the 7th floor sending missiles down to you and trying to.
Right.
But guess what? You can still move your people out temporarily. You could get an apartment. You could do whatever you want to do because you're getting your commission for being a producer, or you're getting your album advance, or you're getting whatever you're getting. So you still have some kind of bread. The problem is, sometimes new artists think that whatever bread that they're getting up front, they're going to always get. Whatever bread that they're being offered, they're always going to be offering. It's going to be more, and that's great thinking. That's very positive thinking, and you should think that way. But you should also feel and understand that there's a reality that there's a 1% of artists. We know who the 1% are. Those people continue to thrive.
Right.
The other 99% of all artists may be good for one album, maybe. Nowadays, it's a single. It ain't even an album.
Yep.
And I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Remember your thought. I heard Cameron say on his show, he's like, yo, at least we used to have 2 months.
Yeah.
He said, yo, you got a week and a half to grab a hot album now.
Yeah.
And I was like,
days sometimes.
and he's like maybe 2 weeks. He's like, maybe 2 weeks, but it's really a week. And I'm starting to look, and I'm like, I think he's bugging it. And I'm looking, and I'm like, he's actually telling the truth. It's actually real.
Yeah.
Like,
so you take this 700 grand. Right. Now you can take the money and you can run. You can take the 700 grand. You can invest it. You
we
can
still
do
talking
whatever.
about the kid from Baisley. He's taking the 700 grand.
You can take that 700. You can invest it. You should invest it. Do not buy the Benz. Don't get the chain. You invest it in something that will turn your 700 grand over. And it's very hard because you sitting up in Baisley. Nobody's there to teach you who to invest it. And that's the problem with this industry. No OG ever comes back and shows the young kid, yo, don't do that. No matter what, because money is real shiny, man. It's real shiny when it's up front. So my suggestion is if you get a publishing deal, get something called an admin deal, an administration deal.
They give you like 10%,
Yeah, they take 10% of your money, they find it, they collect it. That 700 grand, you're going to make it anyway in 9 months, or 1.2 or 2.5 or 7.8, whatever it is, you're going to make it if you have that hit. Now, here goes the crazy gamble, and this is all a gamble.
Okay.
What if you didn't take the 700 grand and you flopped? You're going to stay in Baisley. You're still in.
Wow.
You're still in Baisley.
That's the gamble.
That's the super gamble.
But what is the loss again? Because I don't think we explained. What are they losing when they do?
So when you take the 700 grand, the publishing company now owns whatever the percentage you agreed with. Let's say it's 50%. It don't go lower than 50. So now they own you 50%, almost for life.
Yeah, because from there, from there, when movie companies call for that record, then it's up to the publishing company, and they negotiate whatever they want. You're not involved.
I give you a perfect example. Usually I get to negotiate my thing, but just this year alone, and I'm not, nothing against the artist, she probably don't even know, but Kalani sampled my record, Only You. I had no idea. Somebody called me, was like, yo, you heard that new Kalani album? I'm like, what do you mean? Track number 5. Like, what the hell? And I listened to it. I hear my voice. I hear my record. I'm like, and she's singing the record is dope. It's called 8. And I'm like, yo, all right. It's about eating ass or whatever, but it's still.
Oh, yeah, because she on the other side, right?
Yeah, I'm like, all right, this is what we doing. So I don't know if I would have approved a record like that on top of my beat, but hey, it is what it is. And
hey, man, you got to live in a new generation.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man.
Come on, guy.
Yeah. and so the record is what it is. But I'm like, I didn't know about it. I didn't approve it, but not realizing that my publishing deal from 2003 or whatever
they gave
them the first rights and the refusal to approve.
Okay.
As opposed to another thing where there was a chance, I don't remember the name of the production, but there was a production where, because I score films, so I'm scoring this film.
Fantastic Four too, right?
Yeah. I worked on Fantastic. I didn't score the whole thing, but I worked on it. But just say, let's use Fantastic Four.
That's a good check. Let's just make it moist for the check.
Yeah.
It was like a great check. I'm sorry, man. I'm bragging for you. Let's go.
No, checks are great.
Okay.
So just say I wanted to use,
for you.
And this is the actual record. I wanted to use the record I did for Lloyd Banks, On Fire.
On Fire.
In the film, and it almost didn't happen because I was like, let's put this here. Human Torch, he gets on fire, boom,
right,
on fire up in here. So that's how it went in the movie. But what people don't know, when they submitted it, Universal was like, we want X amount of dollars or it can't happen. Even though I already said yes. But the publishing company was like, nah,
Wait, from Lloyd Banks Publishing Company?
No, because I had publishing in the song.
Okay.
My publishing company had to agree.
Okay.
And they didn't, I said yeah, but the publishing company I was signed to did not say yeah.
I understand.
And that almost blocked the bag because they had this publishing fee. And so it's like, at what point do you want to be free to roam with your music? Right. At what point do you want to be able to make the decisions that you feel are right for your music? And there's times that I had to make a decision and make, they always say sometimes act and then apologize later. Don't ask for permission first.
Right.
So it's like, sometimes you got to make those weird moves like that just to be able to keep your shit going.
Right.
Well,
listen, new artists.
It's up to you, man.
I mean, like you said, it's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
How much do you want to gamble on yourself? How much do you believe in yourself? How much do you believe in your future? Do you think 700? If you think somebody's offering you 700 grand off the rip, that's the thing I'm trying to tell you.
You should understand the multiples of what they're looking at.
You understand that your body worth 1.4.
A deal with somebody, you're never going to give them the best price.
Right.
You're never doing it.
Right.
And even if you keep negotiating, whatever price they land at, they still, you're never going to everybody thinks they outsmarted some evil conglomerate out there that's been slinging records since 1958. They may change the name of the company, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, their math is immaculate.
Yeah, that's like...
Because you know why, though, Kwame? Is most of us, right? All of our first deals have always been the horriblest deals, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us, like, I believe from even Nas to Jay to everyone, they will always say that their first deal was bad, right? So, but a lot of them made it afterwards. So a lot of people think like that. They say, you know what? I'll take this 1%.
Yeah,
I'll take this fucked up publishing
that's
deal.
The thing that's not
for 700 grand, I'll be 700 grand richer, and then I'll make it better. Some people make it better, and then some people stay trapped in that rabbit hole. See, it's never stories about the people that's trapped in the rabbit hole. It's always stories about the people who actually made it.
Those are the ones that shine the brightest. That's what everybody sees.
Yeah.
Like luckily for me, like I was saying, luckily for me, the money that I took was a good amount of money, right? And then I did a Will Smith record.
Switch?
Yeah, Switch. I did the record Switch. And at that time, Will was doing great in films. His films were rocking, but he had no records out at that point. And so when I did the record, first of all, the deal structure he had, they didn't even give me my whole fee for the record. I did a deal. I was like, I'll do it for half.
Because your publishing company didn't want you to do it, right?
They were like, I just did my publishing deal. And they were like, yo, do you think you want to reconsider the Will Smith record? I'm like, why would I want to do that? Like, this is an international superstar. Why would I want to reconsider this record? Like, well, we don't think the record could do well. We don't know if he's good in the market. This is all, everything is about like 50 Cent at the time, Jay at the time. Right. So they're like, I don't know about a Will Smith record. I'm like, well, let's see. And they said, well, we want to renegotiate your deal.
Right.
Which means either you're going to owe us more money or give us some money back.
All right.
I'm like, yo, I want to give y'all money back. Y'all already got me for money. Now I'm supposed to be giving y'all money back. I said, let's see what happens. So when the record came out, the record was #1 in like 20 countries.
And you recouped like that.
And I super recouped. Right. And then I'm like, yo, was that the real play? Was the real play to get me to not take it so that I didn't have to recoup? or you know what I'm saying?
So say that slower for the people that.
So the play, what if the play was this?
But let's describe it. So he gets a publishing deal.
Yeah, I get a publishing deal. I get X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
I do, the first record I do under the publishing deal is the Will Smith record. I am told that maybe I should reconsider doing this record because it might not do well. And it may look bad on your. And
you're the hot producer, and Will is not really that hot. He's just in the movie.
Will is hot as a filmmaker, but he's not. He has no records in the marketplace at the time.
Right.
So they try to get me to reconsider it or renegotiate my deal that I just did a month ago for less money and give back the balance, or have to owe a lot more. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, nah, chill. So by the time the record comes out, I make all the money they gave me back.
But what does not chill mean though exactly? When you say you just put them on ice and say we're not going to negotiate at all?
Yeah, I'm not going to negotiate at all. Let the record come out because the record is on its way out.
Right, okay.
Let the record come out. The record does what is doing what it does. So now they're happy because like they got 50% of my pocket.
Right.
So the record is popping. They're getting 50%, but I also recoup. Now the thing is, for people that don't understand, what you're being given, they're not giving you money. No record label, no publishing company ever gives you money. They lend you money.
Yeah, it's a loan.
They lend you your own money.
With high interest.
With interest,
Yeah, with interest.
Right.
So this guy. So then I paid back my loan. And now they have to pay me. And they expect to give you a high yield on it, and they expect you to owe and never have to pay out. They don't expect by the next payout, they got to give you a couple of $100
on the first record. That's crazy.
On the first record. And, you know, and I think as a producer, I'm not going to say I've produced on a lot of stuff, but I've produced on a lot of quality stuff. So like my resume, there's over 40, 45 million records sold based on the artists that I chose to work with and be on it. Every album was multiple 2, 3, 4, 5 times platinum. So that that pushes that money back. So now it's like, my situation now is just more of an admin deal. They're just collecting, and I don't have to owe them anything. But that took years to understand and years to realize. And so back to your man in Baisley, he don't have that time to understand that possible future for him. You know, like we can name way too many artists that got the super popping record. The record is popping, then the publishing company kicks in, and now they want to scrape up the rewards. He would have got those rewards anyway. You know, that's the point. He would have gotten those things anyway. So, like I said, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a crazy game. I know we spoke about Switch, but I want to know how the record came about. Like who was the people making the phone calls? I believe Eric Nix had something to do with that.
Eric didn't have anything to do with Switch. So Switch, I guess because of, you know, just my time in the game, I know Will. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't know him.
Right.
But
you know, parents understand Will. Parents just don't understand Will. Yes. And I want to give a shout to Will real quick, because throughout my career, it's weird because it's not by design, but Will has always done some sort of a lookout without me knowing that has helped me.
That's
so,
dope. For
example, when I first came out, Will had he got his Grammy. It was in '89. He got his Grammy. He had this big old crib in this area called Gladwin, Pennsylvania. And I went, and it was a Grammy party. Everybody was there. And Will was like, yo, man, I'm just coming out. He was like, I really like what you're doing. I like your vibe, blah, blah, blah. Some dope stuff. He said, but you got to understand what's ahead of you. And nobody before me ever had this conversation. Any other artists I knew, we was out just getting girls. That's what we were doing. He was like, you got to understand what was ahead of you. And he said, I'm not bragging, but I just need to show you. So we go out into the garage. He shows me all these cars. He was like, each one of these cars come with a car note. You know, it ain't about just because I got money. You got to maintain that. And then you're looking at the crib and it's like, yo, this crib comes with a mortgage. You know, you got to figure out how are you going to maintain something like this? Because you can get this too. Then he has his Grammys like, yo, you know, it's like, you know, check it out. And so it's my first time. I'm holding a Grammy. I'm like, yo, this shit is heavy. And I'm like, he was like, you know, things come with that. So just always be mindful about your business and about your spending, because you're able to achieve by the records I see you making. I think you can achieve this, but just be smart. So that was jewel number one. Then flash forward, now I'm fucked up in the game. I'm like, I don't have my deal. Records ain't really popping.
This before you started producing?
Yeah, well, I've always been producing. I got produced all my stuff. So I was like, before I started, I really outside.
For other people.
Yeah, so I'm sitting at home. I'm in Corona looking at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and in comes my song, Only You. And they have a whole episode, he's dancing to it. I'm like, oh shit, they used my joint. So like, and I'm getting these ASCAP checks that that was rent. Like straight rent being paid. And a couple of Air Force Ones and Air Max 97s. And so I'm like, all right, good looking out. Cause I didn't, I never asked, but he wanted that record in the episode. And then that episode turned into another episode where that record was used. So now I got 2 episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in syndication, handing me checks, literally helping me out.
Shit, are you still probably getting checks from that?
Yeah. So I'm saying, but I was not happening at this point when these episodes was out. So I was like,
much needed.
This is good. And then you fast forward to 2004, I think it was, where Switch, one of the people that works with Will, my man N.O.R.E, who used to be Will's dancer, actually reached out to me. He was like, yo, do you have any beats? Will's working on a new album. And he hadn't had anything out at the time. So I just sent him beats. So Switch was already tailor-made. It was the beat, the hook. I always hand in beats, hooks, and sometimes song ideas like verses or whatever. So, but this one was just the beat and the hook, fully done. And then it was a couple of other joints, and then Will and Omar called me and was like, yo, we really want this Switch record. And so we just started working on it. My man, Kel Spencer from Brooklyn, he came in and helped out with the lyrics. Me, Will, Kel wrote the lyrics on it. And Will was filming the movie Hitch at the time. So he would film Hitch in the morning, come to the studio, work on the album at night. So this dude was working hard, and that's how the record came out.
Was that the album that he had on the Trackmasters, on the Columbia?
Trackmasters was the one before that.
Oh, that's the one before that.
Yeah. So this one, I can't remember the name of the album anymore, but yeah, it was the one after it was after I think it was like the Get Jiggy With It album, and I think Big Willie Style was that album or something. I can't remember. But then it was like a few years later, he did this one.
Wasn't you getting checks from an eye company that switched the eye lenses?
So that's the thing. That's the thing that helped me recoup. Bosch and Lomb had these removable, what do you call them things? Contact lenses.
Right.
Switch!
And so in all these countries in Europe, it'd be the commercial like, Switch. And they like, when I tell you, I don't even want to disclose the amount of money, but just that commercial was the first advance I got from the publishing company. Just that commercial alone. So that's how I ended up super recouping.
And you own 50% of that, correct?
68% of it.
God damn, makes it.
So I don't even know how to remember that number, but it is. It's that smoke.
That's right.
So So when that check came in, even though the first check of it I didn't necessarily see, because it went back to recouping.
Yeah.
But it recouped it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Between that and then the royalties came. Yeah, I was even Steven at that point. I was like, fine, I don't, I'm not even going to see the commercial. I live in America. I'm not going to see this damn commercial, whatever. But then other things started coming along with it. And that showed me the power of trying to broaden your base. Perfect example with you and the reggaeton.
Wasn't it FIFA?
It was FIFA. There was a NBA thing.
NBA finals, yeah.
And there was some other things, and that was just for that particular record. You know what I'm saying? So it taught me a lesson as a producer and as a writer, like, write for the hood for sure.
Right.
But there's hoods everywhere, and you got to figure out that frequency that people can tap into. Like I was saying with you in the reggaeton, I thought that was a monster move.
Thank you.
To do that. I was like,
Thank you.
It's a whole world out here, and people got to understand it's not just the block you on, and you got to understand that world.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask you though. Although you were producing for yourself when you were an MC, putting out records. How did you make that transition though to just being a producer and shopping yourself as a producer?
So I'm gonna give that.
That's a great question.
I was always produced. Like the first thing I ever did as a professional was I produced this record for Antoinette, rapper out of the Bronx. And Antoinette, I was maybe 14 when I did this record. And the record is terrible.
But she's super.
I hated that record, man.
Oh, damn.
I'm singing on it. It was, man. They spelled my name wrong. They spelled it Q-U-I-M-I. My mother had to come to the studio and black out on her manager because he wasn't trying to pay me.
Wow.
It was the wildest experience. But watching Herbie Lovebug and watching him produce Salt and Pepper and Kid and Play and Dana Dane, that's what I learned.
What was Salt and Pepper first name?
Supernature.
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 Yeah.
And I didn't really understand what producing was. So like, it would be like Herbie would be in there with Salt and Pepper. He was driving an orange 1978 Datsun that was being held together by duct tape, like no lie. Their first album dropped and Herbie disappeared. Like he disappeared for the whole summer. And when he came back, mad fat ropes, a grill. He pulled up in a cherry red 190E with Gucci seats. I was like, yo, what the hell? And he was like, I'm a producer. I'm like, oh, that's I'm gonna do that. So after producing my own stuff, I'm always like trying to produce other people. And I think two things that happen. One, I want to give a shout to my man Rick in Philly, my man Rick Young. Rick had a tap in at one point. I think it's still like this. Every person who sells hood pharmaceuticals has a crew that can rap. Yeah. And they're able to
this day.
Yes. They're able to fund independent projects and help get their crew out of the situation they're in. So we had tapped into a bunch of crews in Philly that was doing that. And so that's how I starting to make the rent and starting to be able to get on that Peter Pan, beat after beat after beat, crew after crew. Then, rocking with some crews in Harlem, same thing, beat after beat after beat. And then, but at the same time, I was still trying to get back on. Right. So my man, Ron Lawrence, I played him some stuff and he was like, yo, man, that Biggie line, man, it kind of killed your name.
The one who did Hypnotize.
Yeah, he was like, kind of like, salty your name out here, man. I don't know if you could come back out right now, but these beats are nuts. Between Ron Lawrence and I got to give a shout out to the Trackmasters because I'd come up there, they were working on Mary's album. I'd be playing beats, but I'd be rhyming on them, and they were like, "You want to sell the beat?" Like, no, I gotta come back out. And everybody, all the major people that I was playing these records for.
But you on the record?
Yeah, but they asking me to sell the beat. And I'm like, and I didn't know how to take it because on one, I'm like, yo, am I whack? But then on the other end, I'm like, but the beats is dope.
Right.
And I'm the kid in Baisley at this point.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, I remember like Trackmasters. I remember like, no, it was Ron Lawrence. Like, you can give $25,000 for this beat right now. I said, but these rhymes is dope. And he's looking at me like, dog, you got to understand where we at right now in this world. And I was like, all right, let's try it.
Right.
And I didn't, he's telling me he can get beats. So I'm laying up, I'm in the crib, and he gives me a call and he's like, we got 4. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? We got 4.
4 placements.
Yeah, I'm like, what you mean 4? He said, LL just bought 3 and Mary J. Blige just bought 1.
Wow.
And I'm sitting, now I'm in Harlem. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment in Harlem, 6th floor walk
but
up.
L don't know who he buying from, and Mary don't know who he buying from.
And
Continue the story.
He said, so who do I make the check to? I said, what you mean? He said, yo, we just sold 4 beats.
All right.
I'm like, word? And so the first thing, because back then, the producer had to bring all the equipment to the studio and remake the beat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my first night, I've got to go to Sony Studios. I got to work on this.
54th Street on Sony? Yep. Okay.
The greatest studio on the planet.
Okay.
Besides Circle House out here. Okay. You run into anybody.
All right.
And so I get there, and I'm nervous as shit because it's like, yo, am I back? And I don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
this is your first placement as a producer.
Yeah, period.
And you're
Like,
going, and do you know you me and LL right now?
Well, I'm not meeting him for the first time.
Okay,
but
I'm saying, you're going to lay it down for the tracks down for L.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I'm like, so I'm starting to get straight nervous. Like, I ain't never did this before. And I'm like, yo, I had to snap out of it. I'm on the train. I take the A train. I got my MPC in a bag. You know what I'm saying? They rented the rest of my stuff. And I walk into the studio and I walk in and, as you mentioned, Eric Nix, shout out to Eric.
Nix, yeah.
Is L's N.O.R.E at the time. And L's there, and I'm sitting and I'm setting my shit up, and L walks in the room. He's like, yo, Kwame,
That's you?
What you doing?
That's crazy.
He said, are we in the wrong session? I was like, no, it's the right section. He's like, what you doing? And I was like, I'm finishing your beat.
Right.
He was like, wait, what? He said, Ron didn't make that beat? And it was nothing against Ron. Ron never said he made the beat.
Right.
But he was like, Ron didn't make the beat? I was like, no, I made it. He was like, yo. He was like, so you want to just get on the hook?
Oh, shit.
I was like, sure. You know what I'm saying? So the first record we did was a record on his album called 10, called Throw Your L's Up. So it doesn't say featuring Kwame, but I'm like, yo, shit, I got a LL Cool J duet right. So that's the first beat, and then we worked on another record called 10 Million Stars, which is probably one of my favorite records I ever produced. And then we did this children's record called And the Winner Is, and it's like he did like a scholastic children's book, and it was like a rap record to go with that. So we did those 3 records in the first week, and then there was the other surreal moment where I was doing a show as Kwame the Rapper on one side of the city, and I had to finish the show early because I had to be in the studio with Mary to do her record. And the whole time I'm on stage, doing 1989 records, I'm just like, can this shit get over with so I can get into the studio and be the new me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I throw off the damn polka dots and shit, and I go into the studio looking fresh, and I'm like, yo, this is... I'm in the new lane now, and I never look back from that point.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
So, because I heard you speak about 3 different positions, right? You said artist, obviously, then DJing, right, and producing. Is when did you become all 3, or has that always been you?
That was always, well, see, I'm from the era, we're all from the era when you say you do hip hop, you try to do every damn thing.
Right.
You try to write. Right. You try to rap, you try to beatbox, you try to DJ, you try to break dance, you do whatever you got. So I still believe that. I cannot say that I'm hip hop without entering one of those chambers at any given time.
Right.
So if I got a DJ, I'm a DJ. If I got to write something on the wall, I'm going to write something on the wall. If I got to do a beat on a beatbox or whatever, or rhyme or whatever, it's whatever. I don't know if I'm a head spin now, but you know what I'm saying. It's like... So I've been DJing as early as I can remember, like stealing my parents' equipment and going, because I used to go, my school was up the block from my house. Shout out to St. Gabe's. I would go up to school and do parties and stuff like that.
Did Kenny Anderson go to St. Gabe's?
You know what? I don't know. I might, because isn't Kenny from around your way?
Yeah, Kenny Anderson and Kenny Smith from around. Yeah. I think both of them went to St. Gabe's, I believe.
Well,
that's like the Catholic school, right?
Yeah. I know Kenny Smith might have, because I think he told me that he did.
Okay, yeah.
Eddie Giggs went there. Eddie Giggs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No.
I wanted to say it for Eddie.
You're telling the truth.
I wanted to say for Eddie to come, but he's not here yet. But our boy Eddie, he went to school with you. And your brother, he said your brother.
Yeah. My brother was 5 years behind me. So yeah. DJing has always been, the first music money I ever made was my $15 for DJing Marianne Shillingford's 12th birthday party. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just putting records on. But for me, I think you should try to embody all things if you can. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't get mad at, and I know, let me say this to DJ, now that, even though I have a DJ right in front of me, I think each thing that you claim to be, if you're a DJ, I think that's a sacred thing. I will never call myself DJ Kwame. I'll do a party, but I'm not going to call myself DJ Kwame because that's not what I am. You know what I'm saying? I'll call myself an artist and a producer way before I'll select records, but I'm not going to call myself a DJ because I think...
got DJ Snoop.
That's on him.
Superdelic is it?
Superdelic is up. Yeah.
That's on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see it both sides. I knew for me, it's a sacred title. That's for me. That's how I look at it.
Right.
When I see DJs and I see real DJs, not Serato selectors. I'm talking about real DJs with
Serato selector.
with
That was a good one.
crates at home. Like I was talking to Red Alert the other day.
Wow.
And I was like, I asked him because I thought it was a rumor. I said, is it a rumor that you have an apartment in Harlem with so many records that the floors are buckling? He said, that shit is true.
Wow.
He said, it's 100% true.
It needs to become a museum.
Yeah, he said the floors are caving in. So he had to like strategically put the records around the floors because it's too much weight. That's a DJ.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Where I know DJs that the records, I'm pretty sure you've been in a DJ's crib where the records is the whole crib. It's just crates everywhere.
Oh, my records are all over my crib. I got a separate office. I got my records at the crib.
Yeah, and it's like he told me when I got it, he's like, I wanted to bring one of your old rock records. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
That's some DJ shit. And I can't be mad at that because I know what that is.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, I got everything on my hard drive. All right, cool, that's fine.
Right.
You know, but do you have this vinyl at home?
Right.
You know, I'm a Serato selector. I select well, but I'm a Serato selector. And I don't even choose a lot of times to DJ. I'd rather produce and perform than.
Now there was a rumor that at your hottest, I'm talking about hottest, that you were still riding the train. Is that true?
I ride a train all the time. All the time? Come on, man. You
I'm
man.
I'm asking. Like, because, like, you know, that was the thing. Like, you know.
Yo, I will take the train. Well, at my hottest. Yeah. Because at my hottest, I'm in high school. So I had to get on the train at times.
Because you started at 16. I heard you say 14 earlier.
Well, 14, but by the time that record came out, I'm 16,
That's
going
crazy.
on 17.
Yeah.
Mad young.
And at some point, let's be clear, at some point, at my hottest, I did have to have like security, which was whack to me. I thought it was like super whack because I went to this high school. The main high school I went to was in Manhattan called High School of Art and Design.
Art and Design.
I wanted to be
Havoc and
Prodigy went there. Sticky Fingers went there. Pharoah Monch went there. Who else?
When I heard y'all all went to school together, I didn't think it was Art and Design.
Yeah, it was Art and Design.
Wow.
So Prince Poetry from their group Organized Confusion.
All right.
So we all went to school. Kool Kim from UMC's. We were all at one point in time in the same school, but my parents were getting divorced. My pops moved to New Jersey. I had to move.
Those are all predominantly Queens artists, though, right?
Yeah.
So how did all Queens artists end up in Manhattan?
I don't know. We all knew how to draw, and then we ended up.
Okay.
But long story short, I ended up in the high school, Forest Hills High School in Queens.
Wow.
For my 11th grade, and that's when the album kicked in. So the album kicks in. No, my Advance kicks in. The album don't come out yet. Advance kicks in.
Advance clear.
Here comes Stupid Kwam. Stupid Kwam pulls up. Mega truck jewelry. I'm looking like Slick Rick versus Eric B versus Big Daddy Kane. Then I borrowed from Herbie Lovebug. He had this bracelet, but the bracelet came from here to here.
Like the Ghostface. He was the first Ghostface.
So I'm coming to school with this monster bracelet. Cuban links, I had Gucci. I'm looking like a madman. All leather trench coat.
You were wilding out.
Wilding out. I didn't know nobody. The schemes were happening. Trust me, the schemes were. I'm sitting in the lunchroom. I'm like, schemes. Oh, shit. So I'm walking through, and I got cool with the security guard. He was like, yo, man, I just need to tell you, they watching you. I'm like, well, I know the kids in the school is watching me. He said, no, they watching you. There's a detective undercover in the school watching you. He thinks you're moving weight in the school. I was like, nah, I'm a rapper. He said, yeah, nobody gonna believe that shit.
Wow.
And I'm like, for real? He said, yeah, so, you gotta chill out with this. You acting wild right now. And I'm like, and I'm on the train with this, mind you. I'm looking crazy. I'm crazy.
And it's the 80s,
yeah,
too.
I'm bugging. So, when you back in the days, when you get an album cover, it comes in like this long sheet. It's like a test pressing. Of the album cover.
I missed that.
And I had some cassettes, some some test cassettes, the test album cover, and then the vinyl. And I went to the principal's office and I was like, yo, I hear that y'all watching me. Right. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Holland. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's cool. I know I need to tone it down, and I will, because I don't know what I was thinking. And I apologize for that. But this is...
At a young age, you was that intelligent? You was that...
Yeah, because I knew... I was always taught, you attract the heat that you get. At all times. You attract it.
That's real.
So I'm like, and then, and I'm attracting another element because I know I'm being schemed on. So what happens now? I got to bring my folks to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to deal with these Southside kids and this, that, and the third. It's like, I'm putting pressure on the school. I'm putting pressure on myself, and I'm putting pressure on the kids in school. So it's like, all right, I understand what I'm doing here is wild. But this is what I do. I'm a rapper. I'm coming out. The album comes out January 31st. This is like pre-Christmas break. So the principal goes, yo, why don't you just don't come back? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you about to be a rich rapper, hip hop man, right? Why don't you just drop out? Wow. I was like, wait, what?
This is the principal?
Yeah. Now the principal don't look like me.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? He's about the shade of this candle.
Right.
So he's telling me to drop out.
Forest Hills High School.
Yeah. I don't even remember this guy's name. Now, if I would have told my parents, especially my mom would have spazzed.
Right.
And I would have been, now I got kids scheming on me. I got a principal wanting me to drop out.
Wow.
I got the DT, and now here come my mom. That's worse than all of them put together.
Right.
So I'm like, are you sure you want me to do that? He's like, yeah, I think you should drop out.
Wow.
I said, I'll get back to you. So as Christmas break goes, so what we decided to do, anybody in New York will notice in the New York City school system, we got a thing called a 600 school.
That's right, all boys.
Yep, 600 school.
I went there twice.
Which one you go to?
I went to the one in Ridgewood, and I went to the one in Bushwick.
I was at Bushwick.
Damn,
so
Kwamé.
they were like, we on the same block, same 600 school. So my management should have known better, because there were professional children's schools that I could have went to. There was a school in Manhattan called PPAS, and it was strictly for kids that were usually on Broadway or in TV shows or movies, but they would have taken me.
Wow.
And I knew some kids, like my little brother was heavy into dance, and he had a lot of friends like Dion, Bud from the Cosby Show. He used to go there. Macaulay Culkin used to go there, and they were friends of my little brother. So I knew about this school, and I tried to suggest it, but they didn't know how to go to the route. So they put me in a 600 school.
Wow.
And it made it seem like, with 600 schools, you either messing around in school and you bad and they tell you to go to the 600 school, or you have an extenuating circumstance. You got to take care of a parent. You have to work during the day. You're a pregnant teen. You're whatever. So now I got to go to the 600 school in Bushwick. You know how it is in Bushwick in 1989.
I didn't even know it was Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I only knew Queens at that time.
Yeah, man.
So
Man,
like,
you under the train track, you get down there, it's like, yo, where am I at?
Good.
So now I got to pull up, and this time I'm not on the train. I'm pulling up in a convertible, all white convertible.
Don't tell me it's an Audi.
No. I got this Volkswagen.
Okay, Volkswagen. Okay, Volkswagen was the shit.
Volkswagen Cabriolet. I'm pulling up, top down, in January.
Right.
And still wilding out.
In the 600 school.
And I'm not the tallest dude in the room. I'm like 5'6", and I got this 8-foot tall security dude next to me, and we walking through the school, and everybody's looking at me like, the fuck?
Wait, you had a security in the school with you?
I had to.
I thought you meant the school security.
No, I had to have security in the school. So I'm walking through the school. I'm trying to be everybody's friend. Hey, y'all. And niggas just looking at me like, yeah.
Yeah, you got a big ass security guard.
So I get into the school, and they make me sit in a closet for the whole school day. I'm in big man, a desk, and I'm in the closet doing schoolwork. I can't, they separate, like I'm in PC, but in school.
In school.
And I'm like.
600 is kind of like jail.
Yeah. So I'm like in this class, I was like, why can't I be around the other kids? And the teacher's like, you cannot be around the other kids. I'm like, well, they could be my friends. No, they cannot. Like, just do your work. So I'm doing my schoolwork.
And the music's out already, or no?
The music is out. I'm popping.
Yeah.
So everybody knows you're in the school.
I'm popping. I'm popping. And the lucky thing, the thing that took me out of the 600 school was I did a deal with them where I can go on tour.
Wow.
And when I go on tour, they send me the work.
Like homeschooling.
Yeah, and I do the work. And then when I come off a tour, I just hand it in. It's like, come in the morning, hand it in, get the hell out of here. You know.
But they had to mail you, not email you.
No, either somebody from my management company will go and pick up a packet, or say if I'm there week 1, they'll give me a packet for week 2, 3, and 4. I'll go on the road, and so
I ain't go front. That's privilege. Just make some noise.
You call it privilege? Everybody getting chicks at the end of the show, and I'm sitting there doing math. I'm like, yo, this is whack. Like,
I ain't looking at it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you was disciplined though.
Yeah, but like my godfather was one of my road managers. Like, I
was, family there watching
people,
over.
My mom's and pops wasn't playing it. And the first tour that I was on, I'm actually getting a contact high. I never,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like floating, and I never experienced that before. Right. But and that's one of the things with contact highs, you don't remember shit.
Yeah.
So the first tour I was on was that NWA tour. You ever see the NWA movie?
Yeah, of course.
On that one tour, that was my first tour.
You were on that tour?
Yeah. So it was me.
The whole leg of the tour?
The whole shit. Yeah. Me, NWA.
I do not picture
Who else? T.J. Kirkland?
Yeah, he was the host.
Okay.
So this is how the tour, and this is how dope hip hop was back in the day. Right. This is some real shit. So T.K. Kirkland was the host, opening host. He would host throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Then the opening act was the DOC.
The Diggy Doc, yo.
Then after the DOC was JJ Fad. You know, Dre had to put his acts on.
Of course.
Then we had just like random acts. There was a group, 783 was one of the groups. From down here, Poison Clan, I think.
Yeah, Poison Clan.
Poison Clan was on that?
I didn't know they were on that tour.
Maybe this leg when we came here.
Okay.
I'm almost certain Poison Clan, because we used to clown the fuck out, and I'm pretty sure it was on that tour. But then it was Kid and Play.
On the NWA
Yo, this is an ill.
No, it gets iller than this.
Right.
It's Too Short.
Yeah.
It's myself. It's Eazy, and then NWA.
Right.
So they have Fuck the Police out.
All right.
So every city, mind you, this is arenas. We're not doing clubs. We're doing 30,000 arenas
in
every
1989.
night. Every night.
And you're what, 18, 19?
I'm 17.
17. Jesus Christ.
I'm 16 going on 17.
Yo, this is wild.
So every night we're doing these arenas, but because of Fuck the Police, all law enforcement countrywide boycotted the shows.
Right.
So there was no security in 30,000
Yeah, we've talked about this here before, but there was no violence, right?
We had to talk to the people like, yo, y'all want this show to go on? Y'all got to chill. Whatever happens after the show, y'all take that shit outside. It's the only way this show is going to happen. And then the police chief will show up, and they'll come in and they'll have a list. Now, if you say fuck, shit, damn it, if you do any kind of gyrating with your penis or anything like that, immediately arrested. So they would tell us this right before we get on stage. So the mandate was, we would all have a meeting. Everybody sit there and Eazy would be like, yo, it ain't about who goes on last or first. This was going to happen.
And this meeting was with all the rappers, you said?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
continue.
he was like, yo, Kwam, you get on, you do your thing. As soon as you get on, get off, because you the clean guy.
All right.
You get off. I'm running on. I'm going to do my thing. Right?
Easy saying.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to run on, and then I'm going to bring NWA out, and we're going to spaz the fuck out.
Wow.
At the last song is Fuck the Police. As Fuck the Police is going on, we're going to jump in the crowd, run out the front. Kid and Play, you get right on stage. So Fuck the Police gets on, they all boom. Jet down the middle. And
Everyone's
then
following up.
Then it's, come on, baby.
Right. Then Kid and Play cleans it up.
Comes on.
Clean it up.
Clean it up.
Right.
Or we would switch out. Kwamé, you going last. You got to do it tonight.
Right.
Or, it would be that switch up. And That's some hip hop shit. It wasn't. It was
dope,
pre.
man.
It wasn't had nothing to do with East Coast, West Coast, anything. That was just
Y'all were just hip hop, y'all.
And everybody, because hip hop wasn't mainstream, and because hip hop wasn't. I feel like it's almost like I wanna liken it to like Latin concerts. You know how Latin concerts can do whole stadiums and arenas and like. But some of those artists aren't on mainstream radio. At least not on mainstream, like American radio. Yeah, but 100,000 people will be up in those arenas because they know it. And it's a part of the culture. And that's how hip hop was. It was a part of our culture. And everybody wanted to see it. So how you going to not pack 30,000 kids? All colors, all races. It had nothing to do with nothing. It was just people who love hip hop. And then, that tour morphed into then it was like a Public Enemy, NWA, Eazy-E tour. Because that NWA tour, that was their only tour. It was a rap after that. So then, I would be on tours. I would be on tours with people from Public Enemy to Teddy Riley and Guy. It doesn't matter. If it was of the time, you were on that kind of tour. And that was, luckily for me and the type of records I made, I was able to get on all those different types of tours.
Damn it.
That must have been amazing, man.
No, so I read somewhere that you say that your mom's watches everything you do. So you're going to tell moms to tune out for this part. Tune out, mom. Put on headphones or something.
Let me tell you, y'all don't understand, man.
Shout out to your moms.
My mom's is that lady.
Moms, let's not watch this part because I got to ask you, you've been on all of these tours. You've had and this is the definition of groupies. How many groupies you think you smashed in your lives?
Oh man!
You had to do homework.
Yeah. You had Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
Homework got finished. I'm not Wilt Chamberlain. Because my like you can see some rappers, they got 8, 9, 10, 12 kids. That's from groupie loving. Now I ain't got that. But I'm telling you, it'd be like the wildest, like we would have the wildest situations. Like we'd pull up it'd be stuff like the tour bus will pull up and there'll be a girl outside, I want Carmel. I'm like, what's Carmel? Carmel, I want Carmel. You know the dude with the dots in the street? Carmel. And I'd be like, all right, let's get you.
Is she calling you Caramel?
She couldn't say Kwamé. She just called me Carmel. So groupie love would happen sometimes before we even check in the hotel. It's like the bus pull up and they got on, and it'll be these girls, and you gotta watch it because you don't know what it really is.
Right.
So for example, one time I don't remember what state I was in. These girls came in and they had on this short. They all wore polka dot. That's when I know which ones was mine. Okay. They have on. They have on. They
got polka dot. That's yours.
Yeah, like,
that's Kwamé.
If they got a ski mask, that's NWA. Okay.
Raiders. That's the truth though. They would have the NWA girls. The NWA girls would always have a Raiders hat on. They would have bodysuits with holes in it, so you see like half their ass, everything. Okay. We know that's Eazy-E's girls, man. Like you don't mess with them. But then the Kwam girls, they look like, they were the high school chicks with the, the short pleated skirts, the polka dot biker shorts.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Like the 5411. You know what I'm saying? That was like, some teenage stuff. So we pull up into one city, and these girls are like polka dotted down in these little tight skirts. The limousine pulls up. She takes off her shirt, puts them on a glass. I'm like, I'm 17. I'm like, and they writing their name and number and lipstick on the thing. And our term, I'm not gonna give you the term because we still use the term. Okay. So just say, for lack of a better term, like, we smashing. So the show comes, and then always the after party, and you always announce. People would announce what hotels we were at.
Yeah, back then it was safe.
On stage.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn on Biscayne. After party. So the girls would know where to go. So now, mind you, these girls, I got to rewind that because one of the girls looked like she was all of 12 years old.
Ooh, no, it's not.
She was wilding. The other girls around her looked of age, but this one looked like the little sister that got out.
Okay.
And she was wilding. So we get to the hotel, And there's a knock on my door. And I'm like, who knows my room? And I open the door, and this girl's decked out. She had the doobie, weave, bob, or whatever you call it, all made up, super tight skirt on. And she came in, she's like, I'm ready for you. I'm like, you ready for me? Right. And I'm 17, I'm like, I'm ready for you. Right. And right before it happened, she was like, you don't remember me, do you? And I was like, nah, who are you? I was the one with the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, the 12-year-old? Yo! Bounce. You gotta bounce. And that, you gotta understand, that's how ill it was. It was so ill that I've witnessed mothers bringing their daughters to the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it. The mother bring here's my daughter. She's 17. She just wanted to meet you. Y'all have fun. Like, wait, yo, what?
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
Or wild shit like girlfriends or wives coming into the lobby. And I'm pretty sure you're seeing your share too, but I'm saying girlfriends or wives, and it'll be like whoever gets down with the girl, and you walking them trying to be a gentleman, you walking them into the lobby, and they don't tell you they married. They don't tell you they got a girlfriend. And then here comes the man out of nowhere and swings off, knocks the girl out, doing wild stuff. You're like, yo. And he's like, this ain't none of your business. I'm like, it ain't my business at all. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at an early age, I learned to really watch what that is. I've been in malls, and random girls come up to me with like kids, and they be like, yo, you know MC such and such? Yeah, that's my man. Well, tell him this his kid. This his kid. And you need to tell him, I don't have you take my number. Right. And you tell him he's in Phoenix, Arizona. He got a 6-year-old son. Look just like him, don't it? And I'm like, yeah, it kind of do. Yeah. So you got to really watch that groupie situation. Luckily, I was able to dodge and ended up having a real good girlfriend that would be on the road with me. So I was just like, I kind of
you in check.
Yeah, no, I ducked it. And if my mom was around, I wasn't.
But before that, you was knocking a lot of things down.
Shinobi, man. Like, Shinobi. I'm doing what I got to do,
No, because I always wondered. I was always like, do you think Kwamé might have fucked one of Biggie's bitches? That's the reason why Biggie said that? Do you think so?
I think so.
You think so?
I will take the swing.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I think...
I'm just playing. It's all jokes.
But something like that has happened.
Oh, really? Come on, tell us. All right.
So I'm working on these J records.
When you say Jay, we talking about Jay-Z?
Yeah, okay, I'm working on these records. And I'm in the elevator. It's just me and Dame. Dame looks at me. He's like, you a cool dude, man. I fuck with you and everything. But at one point in time, I just wanted to fuck you up. I was like, oh, for what? He said, man, this girl named Keisha, man, I used to love her, man. He was fucking him, man. He was messing with my girl, and he kept coming around the block, knocking us down. I wanted her so bad. I was like, well, that ain't my fault. Like, don't be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Charging to the game. But I'm saying, that was like a light-hearted thing that was cool. But I don't know. I think with the big situation, I don't think it was personal at all.
Right. I don't think it was personal.
I never looked at it as personal. Matter of fact, we knew way too many of the same people. So I knew if there was a personal thing, I would have known about it. Right. From Puff on down. Like, we knew too many same people. I think it was a line. If you listen to that first album, he got lines on damn near everybody, from Willis to Escape to, to whatever.
Yeah, the song Dreams, where he's talking about all the R&B.
Like, and I know some R&B artists at that point took offense to that. They was like, hot. So I don't think it was personal. But as I look, during the time, it wasn't funny to me, but now I look back, it's the funniest thing in the world because other people outside of me took it personal. And I didn't have a record out. And I'm a slick talker, man. Like, you're going to get at me. I'm going to find every way, shape, or form to get back. So if I do an interview and they be like, let's kick around, and I would say something and get on like.
So you was going at Biggie?
Oh, I was going. Bro, I was saying malicious stuff.
Oh shit.
So.
Oh wow, I didn't catch that.
It was just like random things, like do an interview here because I didn't have a thing to
right.
come back.
So you know why you always come across to me as a person that's not bothered.
No, I'm not.
Not petty.
That what you just said comes shocking to me.
Yeah. And what I was saying was not in petty things. I'm always like tongue in cheek. I'm always going to crack a joke about it. I'm never going to come at you from a point of anger at all. But at the same time, it's hip hop. So you gotta still stand up for yourself in some way, shape, or form if somebody's asking. But like I said, I never took it personal. It was always like, I'll give you a perfect example. There was a club in New York called Bentley's.
Bentley's, I remember. Now it turned into Club Shadow because it turned into the old school.
Yeah. So we would go to Bentley's every Thursday night. We'd be pulling up in Bentley's. So Biggie album comes out, and I'm sitting and I'm talking to this girl.
This is after Biggie said the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or this is like right at the time, and I'm talking to this girl. This girl is bad. I'm trying to bag her, and then they throw on Unbelievable. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. And everybody's like, yo. And it's like people kind of hearing it for the first time.
Oh, shit.
And then,
I'm sorry.
Then the line comes on, played out like Kwamé and the fucking polka dots, and then the DJ drops the music. Shouts to Kwamé right there. I'm like, yeah. The chick gets up.
No way.
And I'm like, word, run it back. So it was always that.
Right.
It wasn't. And then there was a point where, like, I never ran into Big until this one night we did Mad Wednesdays.
Okay.
Maria Davis.
Yes. What was that in Manhattan? SOBs?
Yes.
SOBs?
No, it was on 72nd Street in Amsterdam. The whole building ain't even there no more.
Okay.
So we do Mad Wednesdays, and I have a record out at the time. I had an album that came out maybe a few months after Ready to Die. It's called Incognito. And that album, by the way, the album went triple styrofoam, so I got the plaque up on the wall. Right. So I was doing like a performance at Mad Wednesday. So when we walk in, the first person I see at the bar was Big. I was like, oh, here we go with this shit. So I don't say nothing, he don't say nothing. We go into the thing, and I do my performance. We rock. We did well. And so Maria's like, well, we got a little controversy in the building. That Biggie Smalls said something about you on the record. He's here, you here. Y'all need to settle this beef or what y'all want to do. So I had dudes with me. This is the funniest shit ever. So
but she means rhyming, obviously.
I don't know what she meant.
Okay, she was setting it up for whatever.
Yeah, it was a whatever situation.
Right.
So Big had his guys with him. I had like four guys with me. Now, y'all know my style. I'm not going to be in the Timbs and whatever. I'm in a hard bottoms and a damn suit and a tie looking like the insurance man.
Like a zoot suit?
Yeah, no, I was just on my Gapper shit. Looking like, I don't know, Eddie Murphy and Boomerang or something. So I get off stage, and like I said, I'm 5'6" and a half at most. And I just remember Big walking up and him looking like he was 900 feet tall. And he was rolling a blunt like this thick. That's all I remember is the blunt and this mass coming at me. And he was like, yo, what the fuck you want to do? And I'm like, what the fuck you want to do? So we're talking.
It was actual smoke. Like
he was walking up. I wasn't.
I never heard this.
You weren't backing down.
But all I heard in the back of my mind was Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, because every dude with me did the moonwalk out the club. I turn around, these dudes is. I'm like, yo. I'm like, are you crazy? Now, I want to say, I got to ask C's next time I speak to him. But
we should call C's right now.
I want to ask him if he was the one who stepped in between us.
Okay.
Because I don't remember. He stepped in between. He's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all bugging, blah, blah, blah. And Biggie was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, yeah. But I was like, I'm not even mad at y'all. I'm mad at them niggas that I came with for skating out. Right. And then it turned into like, y'all not gonna be fighting up in the club. Y'all not gonna, and it's like, nobody fighting. Like, nah. Big, you leave out the front, Kwame, you leave out the back. you know, and so we had to leave the club, and then that was it from there. And I think that was the most it ever. Anything, but I just felt like that night was so funny because I just didn't know my boys knew how to do the moonwalk so well, and I never let them down for that. I'm like, yo, but y'all couldn't fight in your hard bottoms then? What's going on here?
Do you feel that Biggie line, kind of like really put a stop to your
my rap career wasn't happening. This is 1994. My last big record was maybe 91.
So you felt like it was already winding down.
Yeah, like so it was like a nail in a coffin for that era. And
that's I was actually telling that to people.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like that line was a nail in the coffin to the whole era.
Yeah,
before,
it was
like the silky suit.
That whole era was now something new. I call it the grimy 90s. Grimy 90s already we're in here now. And that smooth early 90s, late 80s stuff, it's a different time. So that's why I said I don't take it personal. I never took it personal. Like Unbelievable is one of my favorite records, to be honest with you.
Shout out Premier.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I've told Premier many times.
You say Unbelievable?
I love that record.
Except that line? With that line?
I hate that line.
You should have your own version with it muted.
But also what shows the respect that a lot of DJs had for me, because everywhere I went in the country, if that record would play, a lot of DJs would mute it if I was there. They would at least be that respectful to do that.
Or say a different MC when it comes up.
They would just spin it back or just mute it or just whatever they would do. And I respected that. And after a while, I'd be like, look, y'all not bothering me. You play the damn record. It's not like you putting like you going at me. So I understood that, and I understood what it really was. So I never really took it any kind of way, and I felt bad, at his passing. I felt bad for his mom and his family and everything like that. So I was like, nah, man, I don't hold no kind of maliciousness to anybody.
I definitely don't think from my POV, I don't think he did it to be a personal attack.
Think about this. I could have been anybody.
I think it was a good verse on his part. Like, he just like, this is funny to him.
If nobody knew who I was, that line would have been trash.
Right.
If nobody bought into what I was doing and understood my impact at the time, that line would have made no sense to nobody.
Right.
So I always think of things, I flip it into the positive first, before, you don't go off the rails. It's first, one of the 48 laws of power, like somebody say something negative, whatever, you don't fly off, that's how I always looked at it. It's like, it is what it is.
But, as an outsider looking in, as an insider that's looking out, there's two things about the polka dots. One, do you actually understand the impact of the polka dots? Because it's a two-part question, right? One, at one point, everyone wore polka dots, right?
Yeah.
Polka dots is for everybody, but everybody's not for polka dots.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because everybody did not know how to pull off the polka dots, right? So, but the thing was, it was a fad like no other. Like I'm telling my son today, like we watching your interviews, and I'm like, yo, you have no idea, like, and then I can't even use the example. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to say to him the throwbacks with Jay-Z, and then I'm looking at my son, and I'm like, that's not even a good example for him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just so confused. But
should give him like the Pooh Shiesty man.
As a person who lived in that era, did you understand how influential you was with your attire? Because that's the first time for me. For me, that's the first time I seen people wanting to dress like a rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So for me, it was everything was by circumstance. Mm-hmm. So for example, with the polka dots, you take my first album cover. You flip the album cover over.
What is it?
Boy Genius. Boy Genius.
Yep.
You flip the album cover over. I have on this white shirt with black dots, a black tie with white dots, and if you can see my feet, I had on black socks with white dots. Right.
Right.
Same outfit. My first single was a record called "The Man We All Know and Love." Right. That same outfit is on the single cover because I shot it at the same time.
All right.
My first video. That same outfit I used to look like I had on some pajamas in a scene. So you take those, and that's because that was my favorite outfit. I ain't really had no money. Like my advance was small. Like I spent money on them stupid chains, so that I never ended up wearing as an artist. And so people thought that's his thing. But it wasn't, I like to dress up. I used to like the shirt and ties and, that GQ look. But it wasn't a polka dot thing. The streak in the hair, I just had a regular flat top. And 6 hours before my first video, I was like, look, what if my record flops? What if my record don't play? What if nobody knows who I am? I want people to recognize me. Yo, let's throw a streak in the middle of my head. So, and cats, I knew cats that had blonde streaks and all this, like Village Cats and all that kind of stuff. They was doing that stuff. So I was like, yo, let me throw a streak up in my hair because at least they'll recognize me, if anything. I don't know if I got no say in if the record's a hit. Right. So I show up to the video with that on, with the polka dot thing on. And then when it was time to start doing shows, every city we would hit, it'd be a pocket of kids or the whole audience looking just like that. So the first show I did, I was like, okay, somebody's fucking with me. Somebody played a big prank because all these kids got on dots. These dudes got streaks up in their hairs looking crazy. I'm like, there's no way. But then as we started hitting, and it wasn't just a New York thing. It was a Pennsylvania thing. It was a Virginia thing. It was a Maryland thing. Yeah, man. Then I was getting pictures and letters from Africa and dudes in like polka dot shirts and France and dudes.
That's the first version of Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? Japanese kids like doing b-boy poses with the polka dots and sending me letters in Japanese. I can't even read it. And I'm like, word? And then another Will Smith moment. Shout out to Charlie Mack, who's
Charlie Mack.
Yeah.
The homie.
Charlie called me from Morocco, Africa. He was like, yo, man, we up in this party, they banging your records, and all the kids got on polka dots.
Oh, shit.
I was like, and I'm sitting here in Queens, like, you calling me from Africa telling me this? I was like, how much is this call gonna cost? This is 1989. Like, yo, this is not not an expensive, this is an expensive call. So that's when I started to understand that impact. So I think by the time I put out my second album, A Day in the Life, we incorporated a lot of polka dot stuff. And then it was so funny because there was a record on A Day in the Life called It's Okay. And on It's Okay, I literally say, that's it. I'm not doing this no more. No more polka dot stuff. So let's take it back to the Biggie thing. So when he was like, it's played out, I'm like, yeah, it's been played out. I've been stopped wearing it.
You
I told you this like 3 years ago. Like, so that's why I'm saying it ain't what it is.
Just so you know, to tell you your impact. When we finally locked you in, to say that we finally got you, right?
And I appreciate y'all for letting me come up here.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming, man.
I set up in the group chat, and we all have a group chat, and I said, yo, listen, everybody go try to get polka dots, right? So this is how ill your impact is, and I didn't realize that. Yeah. Everywhere we went, it was sold out.
Wow.
We couldn't buy it. It had to take 2 days.
Wow.
So I just thought about that. It was a message from God, because it's like almost. Now, we know you didn't invent polka dots.
No, of course
but
not.
But in our community, you did.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't invent reggaeton, but I brung it to America.
Yes,
right?
Yep.
So they got to give me that part. In our community, of course, there's polka dots that exist in other genres. But it just made me turn it all into business, because I was just doing it. We wanted to all be funny. You walk in.
No, y'all would have killed me with that one. Y'all would have killed me with that.
And I was like, but it was literally like, I kid you not, like but everything was sold out, and it was a 2-day order. So we would have ordered it, it would have came on Thursday.
You know what's so crazy? It's a two levels to it. I wish that I had somebody in my corner when I was 16, 17 that told me, like, take your money. The one good thing I did with my money was buy equipment. You know what I'm saying? Because that turned me into what I ended up being later on.
Right.
But take your money, find a way to make your own polka dot shirts. Even if it would have lasted.
Oh, your own version.
Years, like my own line. And I would have been literally.
All those kids you saw would have been buying yours.
Yeah, I would have sold it at shows. Wow. I would have went up to Strawberries or Merry-Go-Round or whatever was selling, or whatever Gap.
Gertz Mall.
Gertz Mall. But like, look, going to
Coliseum
and had my own
Queen Center.
I had a stand.
A&S. I know it's not open no more.
Yeah.
But A&S, that's my era. Go ahead.
Yo, you know the Coliseum, that whole block is gone.
It's
demolished.
Terrible. It's terrible. Somebody FaceTime me from there.
Yeah.
I wasn't physically there, and I physically felt hurt.
Yeah.
Like just seeing that.
Yeah, man.
And you know what's surviving the beef, the jerk chicken spot across the street. That still stands a bit strong. So I felt good about that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, continue.
But I'm saying I could have had that if I would have had that business acumen back then.
Your own version of Polka Dot.
And they could have ended up getting played out. I could have turned that into something else.
You could have turned that
I
into
could
a
have
shirt.
been, I could be, I don't know.
Played out polka dots. And sold that. Yep.
Yeah, whatever. I could have been a major brand right now.
Right.
If I would have just started with that. You know, like how FUBU started with hats, and then they turned into a major brand, and I could have sold it for several $100 million or whatever.
Yeah, got that.
So I wish I would have. That's my only industry regret. I have no other regrets with that. I wish I would have been able to figure that part out.
So let me ask you again. So you talked about that one time you met Biggs. Did you ever see Big again after that, or that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just in like parties or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was no smoke after that.
Yeah, we just didn't. Yeah. Like I would, I could be there and talking to Puffin and Biggie just be standing there giving me the look like, fuck this nigga.
Right. Now, this is something that I'm not positively sure I'm correct with this information.
Okay.
But one, I feel like Only You was the start of hip hop R&B collabs, right? I feel like that was one of the originals of hip hop and R&B, at least from my point of view. But I also remember me hearing Only You with a version without you on there.
No, there's never a version.
There wasn't. So were they ever playing like in the daytime and like trying to cut rap out? Because I remember there was a rap like people said no rap.
Yeah,
but I remember hearing that in the daytime with just the hook.
If you heard that, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, cool.
So for people that don't know, a lot of radio stations across this country have what they call a no rap workday.
Right.
From
what do they call it?
6 a.m.
Something else. They call it rap crap.
Yeah, we not playing that rap crap.
Rap crap.
If you don't want to hear that rap crap, during work.
It's a terrible statement.
Yeah. We are not playing rap. So from 6.
Don't forget the crap.
Yeah, that rap crap.
Don't forget the crap.
Somebody grandpops made that one up. So from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in some places, 7:30 in some places, and 9 p.m. in some places. You're not hearing no rap.
Right.
So 2 things happened with Only You. One, I wanted to bag Vanessa Williams.
That's right. You want her to be your sugar mama.
Yeah, I want her to be my mama.
Yeah, because she was older.
I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was going to try to bag Vanessa Williams.
Right.
And so I wanted to make a record where she sang it and I featured, so I figured the record is hot and I featured, I'd meet her at the video and then she would say, you don't got to go back to Queens, you can just come back with me. I'd be like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
So that's the mind of a 17-year-old.
Right.
So I'm making Only You for that. I didn't make the album. So I was like, all right, let me just, I'm going to make it for myself. And maybe, just maybe, I can get a 6 o'clock in the morning play. I can get that daytime play.
Wait, hold on, time out. 6 o'clock in the morning was the shit?
Yeah, because you wake up and people were driving to work, that drive time.
Was there morning shows at this time?
Not really.
It wasn't? Okay,
no, not
cool,
really.
Cool.
No, I didn't think about it. No, it was just somebody playing, whoever the DJ was.
Okay.
The only people that had morning shows were like the white stations, like Don Imus and
I like Don
and Stern,
Howard Stern,
things like that. It was never on the black stations.
He's the racist dude, right?
Yeah.
He's a foul nigga.
I don't think he's around.
Yeah. He's a foul nigga. Yeah.
So
he caught the girl's nap. You think I don't remember? Yeah, he's a foul nigga.
We remember. We walk around in these tight cowboy pants looking crazy. So I wanted to hear my record at 6 o'clock in the morning, like, any other artist would. And I think at the time, I'm not going to call myself, I invented it, but I helped push it because you had some Heavy D records probably playing.
Okay.
Some, like Salt and Pepper, Express Yourself. Yeah, like those type of records, they might have been playing, but I wanted a record that was equal R&B, equal hip hop. Mm-hmm. It could play in the club, it could play in the radio. Mm-hmm. And people, it's not soft. Like if you listen to the Owning You beat, that's not a soft beat. You know what I'm saying? I always try to go hard. Like no matter what what the beat is I'm trying to give some grit to it. So I was able to achieve all of that. But the wild thing is, I started to learn that the record labels was in cahoots with the radio stations on some no rap stuff.
Ooh.
Because I slid through the cracks with that one, but then my label, Atlantic Records, started to now separate the rappers. We wasn't just on Atlantic Records no more. They had to put a label on all rap records, and they called it Atlantic Street.
Ooh, or urban, right?
No. The title of the label was
Atlantic Street.
They took all the rap records off of Atlantic and put them on a label called Atlantic Street.
So this is when they were saying rap was a fad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they would put these stickers.
Sometimes they had soul, like something soul to separate it too.
Yeah. So they would put these stickers on the record that said street on it, and it would have like some corny dude doing like some weird breakdance move.
Right.
And so when the program directors would get these records, it was the signal. All right, this is what we don't play during the day. We'll just give it to the mix shows.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, why are the labels even down with something like that? Y'all supposed to be trying to push this thing forward. Mm-hmm. So, that was just my contribution to try to crack open that door, and which it did. So, I'll give credit to that.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, right? Right now they just announced that, Bad Bunny is hosting or doing the Super Bowl commercial. Bad Bunny is a genre of music that comes from reggae. Reggae, for that part, or that portion of it, comes from that part of hip hop, even though reggae probably even lasts as longer than hip hop or just as long. So I want to ask you a Biggie line. Did you ever think that hip hop would make it this far?
Yeah.
You had this vision?
When I was a kid, I used to tell my friends, we're going to get hip hop from other countries. We're going to get hip hop from, and some of it hasn't happened yet, because I'm still waiting for the hip hop record that super blows up. That's just, that everybody knows that isn't in English.
Oh, well, that's Bad Bunny.
Yeah, but
he means like more hip hop.
Like hip hop, because Bad Bunny, he goes through different genres.
Right. It's Latin,
it's reggae. Predominantly hip hop beats.
Just imagine a primo beat with somebody rhyming in Egyptian.
Yeah.
So
that might come from Asia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you're doing with K-pop now.
Yeah, K-pop is
huge.
K-pop.
You do a K-pop, you go to a K-pop show, you see?
Dude, I said I fuck with K-pop.
I doubted you.
Yeah, you don't remember. You said it, did it on the show.
My daughter right now is all on about K-pop demon hunters.
Yeah, man. It's like, and they get a new act every 2 days.
It's a cartoon. Oh. It's like a big kid cartoon. No, I thought it was crazy too.
What's going on?
I was like, demon hunters.
Yeah, no. It's
you know that.
That K-pop, like where I live in California, it sounds weird, but it's predominantly Korean and Chinese in my area. So every mall I go to, and it doesn't have to be my area. Every mall I go to, is what they call it. It's a store called K-pop Station, and every mall has like 3 of them joints in there, and they be packed like that. That culture on our culture is real. Like it's some real stuff. I just feel like they may switch their groups out every other week. Yeah. It's like a whole new. First is BTS, and then it's like, I don't know, XYZ, and I'm like, who are these guys? But
they're influenced by us heavily.
Yeah. No. If you listen to
like it's hip-hop or like the boy band stuff, like it's very Americanized.
It's very, very
but in reverse,
90s, 2000s vibe. And they know that aesthetic, they know that similarity, and they know that vibe.
The dance routines, everything,
There's like this girl, K-pop rap group, I'm trying to remember the name, but like I see it on TikTok all the time. These girls be spitting. Like straight spitting in English, but I don't think they know English. That's the weird thing, and they got it down. I'm like, yo, I gotta find the name of that group. But I think that it definitely, the hip hop vibe has definitely gone further than what I imagine. And I love the fact that Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl, because you think about it, any kind of Latin representation in the Super Bowl has either been J-Lo,
Right.
Gloria Estefan. Who else? Would you count Shakira?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's it. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, probably.
You know,
Unless Menudo was in the 80s. I don't know if they ever
they never did that.
Super Bowl.
But correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't watch football. I call it foosball. I don't watch football like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. Every time they've gone on the Super Bowl, maybe minus Gloria's stuff, it's always been like a double up. Like, you got to bring them out. Or like one comes out and then like J-Lo comes out, but she got to bring out Shakira.
Right.
Or you know, it's like it's never like somebody on their own doing
Kendrick
the Super Bowl.
was the only one that I could even remember by himself like that.
But did Kendrick bring out Dre?
Nah.
No, Kendrick did it by himself.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or Dre brought out Kendrick.
Yeah.
Dre brought out Kendrick, but
Kendrick brought out SZA.
Kendrick was by SZA. Okay,
but they had a record together, so she just did the hook on the record.
But I mean, but as its totality, it was like basically just
Yeah, and Samuel Jackson and Serena Williams.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
that's true.
For Bad Bunny to be able to have it for him.
Yeah.
Now, if he decides to bring people out, that's on him. But it's not an advertised. This is just him.
Yeah.
And people, I'm gonna just be a little bit knowledge dropping real quick. People have to understand something. Let's take it back to slavery. Let's take it just back to what's supposed to be black and not black, and this, that, and the third. When the enslaved Africans came over here, I'm gonna ask y'all, how much % do you think came to the United States area, this part of America? If you could guess the percentage.
Percentage of what? Of total
enslaved people that came to the United States?
30%.
So you say 30. Take a guess.
I don't even want to guess. I just want you to...
5%.
Wow.
Look it up. 5% of us came here. So the other 95%... Latin America.
And the Caribbean.
Yeah. Brazil holds the highest amount of numbers of enslaved Africans that come here. So everywhere down, the African DNA is within all of us, you know, and then the colonizers' DNA and the native DNA. So I'm never going to look at anybody from this side of the world, funny style, for doing their version of hip hop and taking their version of hip hop to another level, because we're all doing what that's our generational music. We may not know it, we may not understand it, we may think we're pulling from this, that, and the third, but we're pulling from a DNA strand that's longer than any of us can think of. And we're all putting our own stamp on it and changing it and adding to it. And whatever else you get from around the world is based on our influence that we have on around the world. You know, and so, like I said, back to Bad Bunny, like, yo, let's rock.
Yeah,
I don't care. You from this side of the world and you doing your thing, and it's based in what we all do and love. Rock. Get on that stage and kill it.
And I love the fact that all of his songs has very little English as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Apple is introducing their new,
the translation?
The translation,
Well,
which
why
is
would you
genius.
wanna hear
Get it
that,
translated,
though?
motherfucker.
But I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
it's genius that they're the sponsor.
Go ahead.
And then they're introducing
He'll
it.
still be singing it in Spanish, which is fucking
So
dope.
wait. How's this gonna work? He's gonna be on stage.
You know, they got the Google goggles right now.
Yeah,
They got the where a person can speak to you.
Google goggles?
I mean, you know, they got the translations. What was his name? I Show Speed. I seen him in China, and as the lady was talking to him, he puts on the glasses.
Yeah.
And it translates.
Yo,
it
let me
through-
tell y'all
through his
something.
lenses. Yeah.
Ladies, I'm gonna speak to all the ladies. Y'all get your nails done at the Korean nail spots. and you hear them talking, you want to know what's going on, just get the glasses, get the translators, and just sit back.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro,
Just sit back.
It's crazy we're talking about this. Today, a homie of mine, he called me accidentally on his phone.
Yeah.
I never even knew that there was an app for this or whatever the fuck he has on his phone. He's mumbling, he's talking, but he called me by accident.
Yeah.
So he's not talking to me, he's talking somewhere.
Yeah.
And I hear, pero ¿cómo tú estás? Lo que pasa aquí. And I'm like, the fuck? I hear him talking in English in the background, and there's a translator talking to me. Oye, pero aquí, sí, okay, con lo que tú quieres, yeah, espagueti. What the fuck? I called back, I was like, yo, what? You got a translator? He said, yo, yeah, I have the translator app. When I call Puerto Rico, I don't speak Spanish, so I call and I use the translator app.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I didn't even know that shit existed.
I do it all the time. My guy that fixes my computers and stuff, he's from China. He don't know no English. I walk in with Google Translate. I say, I need this hard drive, blah, blah, blah. And I just show him the words. Or sometimes they'll say it. But before I did that, I didn't know. And you know, like, I think especially black people, we think that somebody's always talking about us when they hear something in another language. Oh, they talking about us.
Yeah, they are some of the time.
Sometimes,
yeah.
But they might not be. So I just wanted to test that out. I'm getting my hard drive fixed, and the guys from China in there, and they chopping it up. And I'm like, oh, I know they talking about me. I put that Google Translate on, and he was like, yeah, my sister's a whore.
Oh, shit. They hoping you don't understand on purpose. They're like,
yeah.
I gotta talk some personal shit
said,
with you,
yo,
buddy.
my sister, man, she came in.
Bing bong.
Yo, man.
I wasn't ready.
He was going in on his sister. How the sister came in the middle of the night, and he knows she was smashing the dude next door. I was like, yeah. So, you know, I think if you don't get the Google glasses or the Apple thing, at least get Google Translate on your phone.
Right.
Go into a space that you're not familiar with and just turn it on. You'll be surprised at what you might hear somebody going in on you. You might not. But
yeah, we need that for Mr. Lee when he announces things.
Right. Oh, let's get Sonny and Paul.
And flowers. No, hold on.
Okay.
Flowers.
Well, Kwame, our show is about giving people their flowers while they can smell them.
yes.
Their thoughts while they can tell them. Their thoughts while they can think them. And their drinks while they can drink them.
And this smoke while you can choke them.
Yes. And the smoke while you can inhale.
That's for you,
So we
brother.
want to give you flowers.
Look it out.
Snoop said it's better than the Grammy because it come for your people. Let
Yo.
me see your watch. That's a beautiful watch. Let me see.
Thanks, man.
Oh my God.
Piano watch.
Piano watch. That's fire.
I don't know what time it is.
So, Paul and
None of
Sonny,
us do.
No,
come on,
but
y'all gonna be substitute drinkers.
Substitute drinkers, yes.
oh, wait, what's happening?
We're
What
gonna
we-
play the drinking game.
Yeah, but
Well, no, first
they're
of
gonna
all-
be your substitute drinkers.
Go ahead.
I want to 100% thank y'all for that. I never received the Grammy, so I'm not even
Yeah,
chasing
come
it.
on.
But I appreciate
Yes,
this.
hell
And this
yeah.
is going 100% on the wall.
Hey, yo, why you so close to him like that, man? Come over there.
Nah, he gonna be- no, 'cause Paul's
Come
gonna
on
see
this
it.
side. Oh, down to the booth.
Nah,
next
he's
to
gonna be
you.
his drinker.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
cool.
so we're going to play that game, right?
Yes. Go ahead. Yes. Let's go.
My man.
Yeah. Say Gabe.
So that's my boy that he said he went to go.
Oh, what up, man?
Say what up.
You the same game? Oh, snap.
I was with your brother Naeem.
Yeah.
Going on, sir.
Man, he threw the government. He said,
Well, I ain't say the last name. I ain't say the last name.
Nah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, you
know,
ready? Explain the rules.
I don't know if you know, Naeem's no longer with us, but you know.
He passed, man.
Yeah.
oh man, sorry to hear
That's my
that.
brother, though.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah.
God bless.
Did you know that, Eddie?
So go ahead. Explain to him the rules.
Well, I mean, he's not gonna have to drink, so
Yeah. But you have to designate a drinker
yeah.
right
So
there.
this is our drinking game. We're gonna give you two choices.
Yeah.
If you pick one, nobody drinks. If you can't pick, like you say both, you say neither of them, we all drink. Well,
Right.
you don't drink. This is you right there, Sonny. And then N.O.R.E's got a designated drinker over here.
But can you hold it, man? Like, don't.
No.
Yo, but hold on. What are you drinking?
Hennessy.
All right.
Hennessy? Okay,
You're
yeah.
drinking all the wrong shit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you explained it a lot better than I did in the last.
But the main thing about this game is, whatever we're bringing up things that we just want you to bring up any story, anything that encourages you to bring up a story or mention something about something, you know.
All right, so you ready?
Yep.
Nas or LL?
Nothing nothing against Nas, but I got to go with LL for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Because Nas took the Queen shit
Yes.
into orbit, or out of orbit. But LL put that Queen shit into orbit.
Yeah, help start.
Between L and Run DMC.
Yes.
So I always gotta, like, the first time I ever saw LL,
All right.
I was in high school, I was cutting class,
All right.
and my school was around the corner from Fifth Avenue, and that diamond shop, Van Cleef and Arpels. Like, anybody go to Van Cleef and Arpels, you spending money. It ain't nothing. It ain't Canal Street diamonds. That's some other shit.
All right.
So I'm
Still
standing.
to this day.
Yep, I'm standing in front of Van Cleef and Arpels, me and my boys, and this red Audi pulls up like it was in slow motion, like in a movie.
Right.
Then the doors open up like in a movie, and then all this weed smoke comes out. And then first it was E Love, L's boy.
okay.
He came out one side. I was like, oh shit, E Love. And then slowly came out the driver's seat. Comes L, big chains and everything. And we stand there like kids, like, oh shit. And he gives up the like, what up, little dudes? And then just goes into the Van Cleef.
Right.
And I was like, yo, that shit is a rap star.
An icon.
That is a star. This is I Need Love LL.
Right.
I'm Bad LL.
Right.
You see that pull up. You're not going, Nas is another level, but
Right.
LL is that first superstar that from Queens. Yeah. Yeah. Wait. You're not supposed to drink.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I
He ready to drink anyways. He volunteered for the job.
drinking for you.
Onyx or Lost Boys?
Oh man.
Queens.
So Fredro used to be my barber.
I heard that. And he had dreads back then.
Yep.
Your barber when you had the high top fade?
Fredro was my barber. Sticky was in school with me.
All right.
Freaky Ty, if I'm not mistaken,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
lived right, because I used to live in Southside too.
Oh, wow.
I moved around a lot.
Okay.
So I think Ty used to live right behind Baisley. So I think Ty lived close to me. I would see him all the time. Me and Mr. Cheeks have the same birthday
Wow.
on the same year. So y'all gonna have to drink.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
Cheers.
That's fair.
Cheers, fellas.
I knew that was going. As he kept describing both. Yeah.
I can't do it.
Okay. Beat Nuts or Kid and Play?
How you gonna put them two again? That don't even
These are
count.
these guys that make the questions. The Colombian and Dominican. It's the cocaine section over there. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I have to put it to Kid and Play. They're like my OGs,
Right.
Like I meet Beat Nuts after the fact,
Right,
And I
okay.
love all the Beat Nuts stuff. Shouts to Les, Juju, all of them. I love their stuff. But if it weren't for Kid and Play, I wouldn't have been on that NWA tour because they were on the tour first, and it's like, well, you gotta bring Kwam.
Wow. That's dope.
The first film I was in, well, the only film I was in, was this movie called Class Act that Kid and Play was in.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And I had I was supposed to be one of the lead parts in the film, but then I got beat out by this guy, by the comedian Dougie Doug. But they still, they insisted that I at least have a part in the movie.
Right.
So I gotta give it to Kid and Play, man. Those are like my big brothers.
Okay.
Speak to them almost every day. So it's like, yeah.
Nah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to both.
But shouts to Beat Nuts for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Eric B or Coogee or
Eric B and Rakim, Cool
No,
G
I
Rap
want
and
to do the
DJ.
DJs first.
Oh my
DJ
God.
Polo or Eric B?
Oh man. I'm gonna give you a story.
Yes, please. That's why we do this.
DJ Polo knocks on my door. I open the door. He said, I got my friend with me. We're going to hang out. So in comes, and I'm going to see if y'all know who this guy is. So in comes through my door, Ron Jeremy.
Oh, the porn guy? The porn
The
star?
porn guy? I just saw something about Ghostbusters. How he's an extra in it.
So Ron Jeremy walks into my house with DJ Polo.
I did not put this together. This is some weird shit. Let's go.
And he was like, yo, you want to hang out? And I was like, hang out where? Where y'all two going? He said, you
already knew who Ron Jeremy was?
Yeah. Who didn't know Ron Jeremy
Right.
from the 90s?
I mean, Sonny definitely knew who he was.
I would have pulled out.
And he didn't even say, like, this is Ron
Sonny,
Jeremy.
you said I would have pulled out.
I would have pulled up.
Oh, relax. Wherever Ron going, you're pulling out.
So he was like, Polo was like, rest in peace to my bro, Polo. Polo was like, here's my boy Ronnie, we about to go out. And I'm like, all right, Ronnie. So we get in the car and we start going to party after party, and every party we went to, it was like the porno hall of fame, man.
There you go.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh, that's homegirl. That's homegirl. And like we was just going to like the
Well, you
wildest.
knew the porn stars.
I didn't know him
Kwame.
personally, but
Go ahead,
like,
Kwame. Go ahead. Go ahead. You blew yourself up. Go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't say it. You said it.
Porno Hall of Fame. I didn't catch yours.
Y'all all knew who Ron Jeremy was.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all all knew.
You are correct.
And if y'all know,
And we was
if y'all
excited,
all
too,
know
like,
who
yeah.
Ron Jeremy was, y'all know what he did.
Yes, yeah.
Y'all need to look that part up.
Yeah.
And y'all still knew who he was.
Yeah.
So don't fault me for looking at some porn ladies.
Yeah.
Like, hey, ladies, how are you? So then, you know, it was just a wild night. But Polo was that type of guy that he was just a funny guy, man. He was just a cool guy to hang out. E, on the other hand, he's just like mad serious, man. Like
Mad serious.
if you don't know Eric, you don't know what you about to get. And the crew around Eric, you know, if you don't know these guys, it's like, you know, it might be snakes on a plane. You don't know what's going to happen. So y'all going to have to take a drink because
Oh, yeah, okay,
I rock with both of them.
I didn't know where you were
Okay.
going with it.
Okay, now, Rakim or Cool G Rap?
Cool G Rap.
Okay. Damn, you said that fast.
Cool G Rap.
Okay, wow.
I bet you Rakim even say Cool G Rap.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
But-
Because G Rap, I think G Rap is probably, if not the greatest rapper I've ever heard, one of the top 3 ever.
And super ahead of his time.
Ever. Like ever.
Right.
Like I remember, you probably remember United States of America, USA,
of course.
this roller rink in Queens. And I remember going to, because he's from around my way. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we all know the same people and all this stuff. And I remember he was performing, he had a record out, I'm Fly, and It's a Demo.
It's a demo.
Changed my life, those 2 records. So if anybody doesn't know about USA Roller Rink, that's where I got my start. Me, Master Ace, Father MC, Super
Wow.
Lover C. We got our start there, like on rap battles and contests and all this kind of
And
stuff.
where's this, in Queens?
Queens, yeah. Now
Because
it's
Matt
a-
State's from Brooklyn, so I was just wondering.
Yeah. So, but every Sunday night, anybody would perform there, like anybody. Run DMC, Madonna,
Wow.
New Edition, Cool G Rap, DJ Polo, Eric B. Rakim. Every Sunday night, you catching somebody
Right.
if you're able to survive that Sunday night, because it was all survival in there. You might not make it out.
A lot of cocaine.
And a lot of bullets, a lot of knives. Like,
Okay.
Don't let like that crew, Ballbusters crew, come through and Zulu be there. Like it's some other shit. So
Ball Busters crew?
yeah, it was a crew called the Ballbusters.
I don't like them. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Hey man, that was the name of the crew. I don't know.
Go ahead.
So back then they wasn't thinking, it wasn't on our
There was no
wavelength.
pauses,
There was no pauses.
Before pause.
Like they're coming, we the Ballbusters. Pause, chill, change the name. Just call
They're
yourself
like, no,
Buster.
we're busting your balls. No,
Yeah.
pause. No, we're busting your balls. Stop, pause.
So you have G-Rap gets on stage. Before she gets on stage, all these girls are around. And I remember hearing these girls from around the world like, I don't know who he think he is. They used to call him Abdul back in the days. I don't know who Abdul think he is.
Abdul, right?
Yeah, he ain't even that fly. I would never, I don't know. I ain't fucking with him. So he gets on stage, this dude had on his leather suit, and he starts doing I'm Fly, and he's rhyming, and the girls is just like sitting there like, Abdul? And he's handing the girls roses while he's rapping. And then he goes in to give it, it's a demo. And he pulls out knots of money and starts throwing it in the crowd.
Oh shit, he made it rain before.
Yeah, I'm about to say, word.
And all I remember is the girls going, oh, I'm going to fuck him.
All right.
I'm going to fuck him. I'm like,
He's not Abdul no more.
yo, I'm like, G-Rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that was one of my first entrances of seeing how people act to somebody who's a superstar or who's becoming a rap star. And I think G's style, between Rakim, Kane, and G-Rap, I call them the three horsemen, their styles interwove.
Right.
And they created what we consider modern
Yeah, I agree.
lyricist rap. But I know for a fact, talking to Rakim, talking to Kane, I know for a fact that everybody watched G-Rap. G-Rap spit a rhyme, somebody's gonna be like, oh, shit, I gotta get a better rhyme than that because G-Rap just came through. You know, so, and one of the greatest records to me, pull it up, is over the Big Daddy Kane Raw beat, is Kane and G-Rap back to back, just going back to back. Probably, G-Rap's rhyme is probably one of the best rhymes ever. You know, he goes in. So, I'm automatically, and he's from Queens, he's from around my way, so I'm going with G-Rap. No disrespect to Rakim, because I love Rakim right there next to G-Rap, but I gotta go with G-Rap first. But y'all can drink too.
Okay. Run DMC or EPMD?
See, EPMD I love because how Eric was making those. I love Eric Sermon as a producer. I love him as a producer, and I love that vibe that they were bringing. But I'm always going to give it to Run DMC over everybody. You could say Run DMC and Run DMC and Run. It's always going to be Run DMC because without Run DMC, we would have never had no MTV play.
Right, hip hop wouldn't have been.
We would have never been outside of New York. We would have never had clothing endorsements. We would have never spent all our monies at Benny's and Coliseum on fat rope chains.
And teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
All that leather jackets.
Yeah, we would have the bubble gooses with the V's, the Adidas, the Kangos, the Gazelles.
Gazelles.
They took hip hop out of looking like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Think about it, and there was no diss to
Remember before
Mel
that,
and
they had
them.
the spikes. They had the
Yeah,
spikes.
they had to dress like what they saw.
They had activated in the hair.
Other artists at the time, like disco artists, funk artists, they figured if we dress like that, we'll be accepted. Where Run DMC were the first people to be like, we
didn't want to be in the village.
we don't need to
They
be,
wanted to go uptown.
yeah, we don't need to be accepted.
Right.
We just need to be respected. You understand what I'm saying? So they came through and they said, you don't gotta like us, but give us respect. You know what I'm saying? So always Run DMC. Always. And I'm gonna look at any rapper, anybody who knows hip hop, is about hip hop, that won't say Run DMC first. I'm looking at y'all crazy. Somebody else could be your favorite group personally.
But their favorite group was Run DMC.
But you gotta, gotta give it. I'm talking about to this day. I wish you could be on a stage, and because it's a rare thing now, and watch Run and D come out and perform. Like right now. The looks on people's faces from the artists, like every artist on the show will pile up on the side of the stage like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Grown-ups, kids, they'll be in the audience like, they're like mega rock stars. When they decide to get together and do like once every 5 years or whatever, they'll do it. And I respect the fact that there's no more Run DMC without a Jam Master Jay.
Yeah, I like that they don't kind of do shows. At first, it used to hurt me, but I got to see them like somewhat on the Bronx Stadium. When they hip-hop, they went together. But I do kind of like feel them both where, there's kind of not a DJ that can replace Jam Master Jay.
Yeah,
so
man.
I feel them, but I do want to see them together more out on the stage.
Yeah,
So
me
let's
too.
go to the next one. Large Pro or Q-Tip?
Thank you.
Oh. Damn, man. Y'all gonna have to drink, man.
Yeah.
But let me break that down, though. Large Pro, especially being from pretty much the neighborhood, I think Large Pro helped to usher in an era where the beats were like, there was no more watered down beats. You know what I'm saying? It was like Main Source. Main Source was the shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then you had, you know, from the Nas album to just different things that he was doing. Like you had to respect. Like he was mastering that SP 1200, man. But then I look at Tip. What I admire the most about Tip is is a master producer, but when he was doing the Tribe album, he never made it about him producing the stuff.
Right.
It always
We
said
didn't even
produced
know.
by Tribe Called Quest. So you didn't think Tip was that master producer until he started doing like, you know.
We thought it was Ali.
Shaheed, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and Ali was doing his thing too, but I'm saying, and Ali still does his
You know
thing.
how much Tip was doing.
Yeah,
We definitely didn't. We thought he was just an MC.
Yeah. And so when Tip started doing like Crooklyn Dodgers and Nas and all that other stuff, you're like, yo, hold up here. And it's just like, I just think both have a framework that's just amazing. And I can't put one over the other.
take our drink,
So
guys.
drink that drink.
Drink up.
Salud.
Pete Rock or Premier?
Oh, y'all want to drink to that one too.
We'll just get it out the way.
Because Pete, what I love about Pete Rock, first of all, me and him love comic books. So when we talk, we only talk about the whole. So
Comic books?
yeah, we both
Doing the
collect
comic
comic
books and toys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we collect comic books. So we have that in common. But Pete's a master at the soul and the jazz, the obscure soul and jazz sample.
Right.
That I don't think nobody can duplicate. And I can get technical right now. What they call filtering, where you filter out the sample and you just hear the bass line. And that was some real like you listen to Troy or
This is
like
super
the
class.
King of Rock, I'm Down with the King remix, or just certain records. When you listen to his production, it's like you're looking into the ocean, man. It's like some deep shit. It's like there's layers to it, and I love Pete for that. Primo is the chop king.
That's
Yeah.
right.
The king, like you will never be able to chop like Primo.
You won't know where that sample came from.
And yeah, and like he finds these chops, and I love Primo for it because that's how, when I was producing my first album, that's what I was doing. Like nobody was really chopping like that. So like records like The Rhythm and other records, I was doing the chops. But Primo was took it to a whole nother level, and just took one sound and tuned it and chopped it and made it a thing. Like, what's the Kick in the Door, for example? Pump, 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 pump. That joint is I put a spell on you, and you listen to the record, it's like a nice bounce to it. But the way he took those different stabs, and then it's all about the beats that he programmed under it. And what I loved about Primo is he never let up. He never conformed to new equipment.
Right.
He stayed on his MP, stayed on with his 950, and that's what gave it the grit. As other like new machines started coming out, Preem always stuck to that. So Preem and Pete are apples and oranges. Preem got that grit. Pete got that depth. So I can never put anything up against each other.
All right, so drink.
We did it.
We did already.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Analog or digital?
Analog. Then you switch it to digital. Because you think about this, for those that don't understand the analog and digital, a lot of people from for the last 2 generations only know digital. You know a CD, if that's the oldest thing you may know is a CD. Now you know what you hear on your phone. And now you got things like Looseless and Atmos and all this other stuff that's supposed to make your stuff sound crispy and nice. But from my era and back then, we were recording the tape. The tape makes, for lack of a better term, the tape makes the sound thicker.
Right.
That 808 is going to punch you in your whole chest and crack you in half. Because that analog sound, there's a beef to it. And like analog like equalizers and different controllers, there's like a knock that you cannot replace with digital. Also, and I'm getting kind of technical, if you play a record and you play a CD, playing back to back, the record sounds stronger. The record sounds thicker. There's a depth to it.
Right.
And
the CD sounds thin.
Yeah, it's crisp, it's nice. It's like, yeah, think about what a CD is. The CD was created for classical music. The very first CD record was it was definitely a classical record, and then the very first pop CD record was like a Billy Joel record. And this only sold in Japan because that was their technology. It was never intended for hip hop at all at first. So you have that, but the analog, there's a hiss in the analog, there's a noise that most ears will never hear, but it gives it a different thing. So I'm always gonna go with analog. And I know I'm getting super technical on everybody.
That's all good.
N.O.R.E's like, this guy really hurry up.
No. We got producers to tune in.
Now, what I like to do is I try to do as much analog as I can, or as much low-level digital as I can, and then transfer it to digital. So at least I have some of that weight in what I'm producing.
Like we had Quick on the show, and well, I don't think he said it on the show, but I've heard him say before that analog absorbs the energy in the room.
Yes.
And that cannot be replaced with digital.
Quick is hands down one of the greatest producers ever. Like I remember being in the studio back working on something for Jay-Z, and Quick was in there. He was doing, I don't know if this record ever came out, but he redid a Madonna record, Justify My Love. And he did a Jay-Z record called Justify My Thug, I think it's called. I don't know if it ever came out.
That wasn't on the Black Album?
It is on the Black Album? Okay. So Quick was working on the record at the time, and I was watching him how he was laying down his stuff, and he was like laying like 3 snares at a time, 4 kicks at a time. I was like, yo, what the hell you doing? He's like, yo, I gotta make it feel like analog. So I gotta like double and triple it up so it could just punch people in the face. And I never could, I know that I mastered a lot of things, but I'm always a student. So I'll sit back in any producer session and just peep. I'm not gonna jack them for their stuff, but I'm gonna peep how they get down. And I really admired how Quick was on his game like that. Like he's always on his game. So did we have to drink to that or did we not?
No,
I said, okay.
Mike Geronimo or Royal Flush? And you
killing me. They're gonna drink. Because I think they both represent between they represent Flushing, Queens.
That's right.
And Flushing, when I was growing up, Flushing was half
Chinese
black. No. When I was a little kid, Flushing was half black, half Italian.
Oh wow. Okay.
They call it white flight. Italians moved out. Blacks moved in a little bit more. But then out of definitely Haitians, Jamaicans, we were all in it together. And then you started seeing it in spurts, Chinese, Korean. But that wave got bigger and bigger and bigger. So by the time the 90s came, what you thought was a black neighborhood or a predominantly black neighborhood, I'm talking about, perfect example, Bland Projects.
That's Bland Projects.
You go up in the Bland Projects in the 80s, it's black. You go there right now,
Mad white people.
all Chinese.
Yeah.
All like you never think you.
Main Street period is Chinese.
Yeah. Main Street, going in from Roosevelt, going in to Main
the
Street.
best Chinese food in the world. So Main Street, goddamn.
And that
A project?
Yeah, it's in the project.
They in there?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. They got places that's nice out there.
Yeah.
They got places in the hood.
Well, you have the Blend, you have Pominock, you have what's across the street from
I
Pominock?
forgot.
I forgot the name of
The street projects, Bland, Pominock, and I forgot the other.
But when I was a kid, it was predominantly black, and now it's predominantly Asian, and the community is so different. Once that Busy Bee Mall came, you know what Busy Bee Mall is on Main. Once that came, you started to see it was like a gentrification of a neighborhood. And now you go into if I knock every one of y'all out and I drop y'all in the middle of Flushing, Queens, you would think you were in Hong Kong somewhere. Like, no lie. Because every sign is in Chinese.
The signs?
All the signs, the street signs, every sign, all the stores.
No way.
The police.
It's Chinese?
Yeah, the police officers, everything.
Wait, the officers are Chinese too?
Yeah. Because they serve their neighborhood,
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's racist. I'm not going to call it racist at all. It's just culture. It's a different culture.
Kind of where they move to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then so if it's like, you always use Haitians, so it's like, just suppose a bunch of Haitians move there, then they take over
Well,
the
that's what happened,
community.
like Little Haiti, they originally
make Haitian.
Yeah.
Instead of it being
Havana wasn't Cuban.
they make Haitian supermarkets.
That's why.
Yeah.
But go ahead, them
Black
first.
to Asian.
Yeah.
Is it a racist? Like, meaning you can't go into that part of town?
No. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
But I believe that the Asian culture is very close-knit. I think every ethnic culture at its core is very close-knit.
Yeah.
So when you're not from that culture, they're just going to be like, all right, see what he's doing.
Watching.
Yeah, and that's it.
Google Translate.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but anybody from Queens and from that neighborhood, we're in and out of that neighborhood at all times. So it's like, it's a mixture of cultures. And I think a lot of people got to understand that especially food. Food brings every culture together.
Yes. And music. Food and music.
But there's no black neighborhood without Asian food.
The fuck?
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
weed don't work. Yeah, you can be the asshole who smoke weed. Yeah.
You can get kicked out of some.
Yeah. Weed.
But yeah,
I thought
like,
weed was universal. It's not.
Yeah, food and music brings everybody together, man. It's amazing.
Okay, MPC 2000 XL or the
MPC 2000 XL.
RS.
MPC 2000 XL. MPC 2000. I don't even know what you said R. I'm like, I don't know what you talking about much.
AR. My bad.
ASR10. ASR10.
Yeah.
Nah. And I know people like Alchemist and who else does ASR? Timbo does ASR. I believe he does ASR. RZA, that's ASR. No. Sorry.
Stick with the
you never getting me
MPC.
to go past that MPC 2000 XL.
Okay. Big Daddy Kane or Jay-Z?
Come on, stop, man. I'm picking one. I'm picking Kane.
Okay.
Because I believe without Kane, there might not be a Jay-Z.
I think even Jay-Z would say that.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think even Jay-Z would say that.
So even though Jay and Jazzo were running around like at the same time as a Kane, but Kane, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kane gave Jay platforms of his own.
Yeah.
Put him on singles.
Yeah.
You know, when the 90s era is ushering in, and we're getting away from the style that he was using with Jazzo, it was putting him in a platform. And I think I heard Kane say this recently. Kane was trying to get him a deal and couldn't get him the deal.
Yeah.
But I think Kane allowed people to know and respect Jay at another level. And then Jay took it from there. So
Kane, the reason why I got thick, I was cutting my shit.
Yeah, I think Kane in general, just what he did in hip hop.
Yeah.
You have to give him that, like, Jay might not take it there. Like, a lot of people might, if not, Kane takes it there.
you can understand the impact of Kane. To this day, rappers mention Kane.
That's right.
Jay's mentioned Kane. People mention Kane to this day. Two rappers that always get mentioned the most to me is like a Kane and a Slick Rick.
That's right.
Kane, Slick Rick, LL,
Rakim.
Rakim.
Yeah.
Those four get mentioned
Goats.
by anybody.
Goats.
And you can say their name and nobody's going to be like, what you talking
They
about?
won't doubt it. Right.
You know, so I got to give it to Kane at all times. The big shouts to Jay.
Malcolm X or Marcus Garvey?
So you're not supposed to put them two against each other because what they're supposed to do is be together on. So y'all got to drink on that.
Right, that's right. That's how they get together. Y'all drinking. Illmatic or 36 Chambers?
That's kind of a drink too.
That's going to be a drink. But
Yeah.
Excuse me.
nah, 36 Chambers came out with the same.
Yeah,
what-
pretty much like a year before. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same era. That's why they went on tour together.
I mean,
Because, yeah.
So you got to drink to that, but I'm going to say this. Illmatic showed, because kind of like before Illmatic, artists like myself, we were told that we had to make these radio or watered down records in order to go anywhere.
You were actually told that?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow, that's
By the
great.
label, management, or who?
Both. Like,
also 16, 17, 18.
yeah, like for example, like if, say I use my record, The Rhythm.
Now, don't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
I got some of my notes.
Okay.
Let's use another
All
example.
right, but we were told to chill it out. So you got Illmatic comes out and it blows. And it's like, yo, we could just be us.
It's not a radio-driven sounded album,
Yeah.
but still, you want to play this on the radio because
Yeah.
it's a groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Illmatic just broke all.
And
type
he's
of
just
boundaries.
he's just being an MC, just being him.
Right.
Yes.
So that's groundbreaking into itself. And he's from Queens.
Yep.
Then you got 36 Chambers.
Yeah.
To me, 36 Chambers told me that hip hop is at a certain place because anything goes now.
Right.
36 Chambers, you just got records. You got 8 dudes rhyming on a record. You know, there's no real main hook that you just repeating and everything. There's no poppy hook or nothing like that. It's just dudes going in bar for bar for bar, and it's working.
Let me ask you though, how does it go backwards in that way? How does hip hop go back to its essence?
Because I think two things happen. And it's gonna sound weird, but when white kids got into rap, they got into rap at the age of Yo MTV Raps.
Right.
Anything before that, then they may know it, they may not know it. It's a toss-up. But the white audience really got into it because they watched MTV all day long.
Right.
Rap, hip-hop was rebel music. And
Counterculture.
yeah, and every...
Public Enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Enemas.
Enema.
Bro, Enemas a whole other thing.
You don't remember the movie?
Yeah.
Public Enemy.
House party.
So they wanted to rebel against their parents. So the harder the rap record was, that's the record that they were playing. So they started with NWA. Fuck the police, ma. You know, and like, you know, there's like, what are you listening to? You know, and that's where, you know, I'm pretty sure Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, her kids was playing NWA or Public Enemy or something, and she didn't like it, and so she ushered in that parental advisory thing. You know, there was a time that you couldn't buy a rap record. You couldn't even pull it off the shelf anymore. You had to ask for it behind the counter at one point. So flash forward to we have Wu-Tang and acts like that. That's just rebel music. You know, you playing Protect Your Neck and you're in some suburban household and your mom is listening to Elton John and you start throwing that Protect Your Neck on real loud or METHOD, man. And then the mom's like, what are you doing? I didn't raise you to listen to things like this. And it's like, and now you flash forward, go to a Wu-Tang show. Tell me what you see in that audience. This is 40, 45-year-old white guys. That was like, that was...
Oh,
that
with
was
their kids, with their kids.
Yeah, with their kids. Like,
And they getting their titties signed still. Old bitches.
Yep. Yep, it's like...
Yeah, I was there. I was in Paris. I was like, oh shit, and you need to put on some deodorant, girl.
Nah, it's real and it's worldwide. And that's when I understood. I think up to this point, hip hop was trying to find its voice. You know, hip hop's when it started, we were rapping over disco beats.
Right.
You know, we were doing our break beats in the park or whatever, but our records had to reflect the popular disco record. And then it was the, electro records, and then,
The house record.
Yeah, but Run DMC, they told us, nah, we can be us, but then they did Aerosmith, the rock records.
Well, because I think that hip hop and like punk rock were in the same vein.
Yeah. But I'm saying we also thought that we had to make a record that, for lack of a better term, that white people would like.
Right.
So, for example,
crossover.
Yeah, like we
Top
thought
40.
we had to make that. Some artists went all the way with it. Like, for example, let's take Salt and Pepper, Push It.
Push it real good.
That was a joke. They wasn't serious about making that record.
I just recently saw this.
All right.
They're in the
I didn't know
studio
this.
bugging out. They're bugging out, one, because of Miami bass.
Yo, that's fucked up.
No, it's not a clown to Miami
It
bass.
was kind of clowning us.
No, but listen, this is what it was. New Yorkers had a chip on their shoulder.
We didn't expect anything that wasn't lyrical.
Yeah, if it wasn't lyrical, wasn't Rakim or anything, we not with it.
Right.
And you gotta understand, like, even from when I first started, the lyrical content of Miami bass, there was no, like, for us, it wasn't like, we're not trying to rhyme like that. And I'm gonna take it all the way back to early Miami. Like, I would come down here and I would perform at Strawberries. I would perform at Pac Jam.
The Pac Jam.
And
you brought in the Pac Jam?
Yeah, so like Uncle Luke brought me to the Pac Jam, and I would get on stage and I'd be rocking it, and they would rock with me. But after my show, they would be like, "Bring on to Live Crew." and I'm thinking, and I'm popping.
You thinking you ripped it.
And they're in their polka dots, and they thought that was cool. But I come to Miami, I'm the opening act. There ain't no, it's whoever, it's Shadi, whoever is going.
Shadi was killing it, man.
Whoever's
He's from
killing
Atlanta, but killing it.
Yeah, like whoever was rocking that bass, that was that shit, and you had to respect it. And I think when it came to Salt and Pepper and Push It, they didn't get it, and they did a show, and I think it was Shadi actually was on the show, and Shadi wiped the floor with them. Like he came out, and they was like, "Yo," and so as a joke, they were like, "We can make a record like that and watch us blow up too." Because it ain't nothing. They ain't saying nothing. We gonna make a record like that. So they made Push It.
But look how funny that. Look how
They work for this.
Yeah, and
how crazy that is.
And it super blew up. And then so it wasn't necessarily clowning. It was it wasn't clowning.
It was a parody.
It almost was a parody, but it wasn't. But it was also saying, can we do this too? Because we got to understand that there's a whole other wave out here. It is not just about the 5 boroughs. We go down south. We got to respect this base. We got to respect that shit.
I don't think honestly, in that time frame, they were respecting the South at that time.
No, they weren't. They weren't. I think it took time to do that.
Right.
Like for me, I can say the same thing. Like when we were on that NWA tour, and but one thing about me, like I said, I'm always going to be a student. So we're like, who's on the tour? And it was like, somebody named Too Short. What the fuck is Too Short? And it was like Poison Clan. I'm like, who the hell is that? So
I didn't know Poison Clan was on that tour. That's crazy.
So for me, I'm not gonna shit on them. And anyway, so what I did is I go to the store and I bought Poison Clan records. I bought Too Short records. And I remember that before the tour bus came, we sat up all night and listened to every one of their records. Like, I get it, I don't get it, I get it, I don't get it, but we respect it. Right. They putting records out. Even cats, even from like Detroit area, there's a rapper named Esham from Detroit. And he's like was the king of Detroit. So we pulled that. We going to Detroit. We need to know what Esham Boomin is. We need to know what it is on the West Coast. We need to know what these things are. And I think by my generation, we started to understand that. I think the generation before me, it was just like, what these dudes doing down here? They're not really doing it. So I think it was a learning curve, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Now we know what it is now. It's like, you can't pull up. You can't pull up down here without playing that. There's no, especially what they were doing with those triplets on the 808s and those triplets. That was like a revolutionary thing that's incorporated in music now. Like you can't have half of the stuff you have. You couldn't have trap
Shout
without
out DJ Magic Mike. Too.
Yeah.
Who from the strip club?
Nah, from Tampa. I mean, I don't doubt he was in the strip club, but yeah, from Tampa. Like his shit was crazy, man.
Yep. For
man.
sure.
Want to add in this bit?
No. You got it.
Producing or rapping?
Is this still a drink thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you take a drink.
I'll take a drink. Okay.
But
Man, us drink.
Okay, yeah, remember.
producing for me, this is going to sound weird, might sound corny. I dream about producing.
You dreamed about producing?
No, I
or you still
dream about
Okay.
producing.
Okay.
Like I have dreams that I produce so and so today. I produce such and such, and when I have those dreams, when I think about it, I think about it all times. I love speaking to other artists. I love being, and I think the most vulnerable, like personal type settings when you're with an artist is when they create. You know, you get to know people, and you might become friends with people or just know more about them. And the type of producer I am, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, send me some beats. I'm not good at that.
Right.
But if I hung out with you for a day,
Right.
and I listened to what you listen to, and I listened to your conversation and blah blah blah, I'm coming to the studio the next day with a beat. I'm like, yo, remember when you was talking about XYZ? I made a beat.
That's a producer.
Yeah.
That's the difference between a producer and a person who makes beats.
Yeah, but that's the kind of producer I am, and I know that's a rare thing now.
Now.
But that's how I choose to produce. So when anybody says, yo, send me some beats, I'm like, let me sit with the person if I can.
Right. No, that's a real producer.
But as an MC, as a writer, as an MC, a lot of times people try to put an age on that. And they try to say, you can't rap past this point, or you shouldn't be rapping past this point. But I always thought an MC is somebody who expresses what they were going through, their experiences, their feelings, their thoughts, and they have the talent to write it out, freestyle it, whatever it is. They have that talent to spit that out. Those thoughts and those feelings, those expressions never stop, at any age. So for me, whether I put a record out or whether or not, I'm in my studio writing a rhyme, I'm saying a rhyme, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Saying something in my mind, whatever. So, and when I produce a record, 10 times out of 10, I made my own song to that beat that I produced. I may be giving you the beat.
Right. But
in my mind, this was a Kwamé record.
So I heard you say earlier that you give the hooks. So those hooks was really probably originally for you.
I can't make a beat without making a song or at least making a hook.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't give you a hook that I probably would say because we're two different types of artists.
Exactly.
So I try to tap into your wavelength.
Yeah, exactly. What that person is.
But at the same time, it's still from that same approach. Like if I was writing my own record.
Okay.
You got to drink.
Okay, yeah. I think they drank. Oh, you owe the drink. 3 times Dope or Redhead Kingpin?
Oh, shit. That's a good one, man.
Shit.
What do you want?
Y'all gonna have to take a drink.
All right, go ahead.
But I'm gonna tell y'all some stories about Redhead Kingpin and 3 times Dope.
Let's
go.
So 3 times Dope. I'll go to Redhead Kingpin first.
Okay.
When my parents got divorced, my father remarried, and we moved out of East Elmhurst to Englewood, New Jersey.
Shout out New Jersey.
Shout out to Englewood, New Jersey, and Dwight Morrow High School. I'm telling you, I went to a million high schools.
All right.
So I'm at Dwight Morrow, and all my friends is like, you got to meet our boy Dave. You gonna love Dave. I'm like, who the fuck is Dave? He's like, yeah, how you gonna love Dave? So we go to Dave's house, and Dave got kicked out of the school. He was a bad kid. Dave is redhead. So, you know, he's the first dude that I hung out with in Jersey when I moved, you know, and I was kind of pissed. Like, yo, y'all took me out of my element. I'm trying to make an album. You know, all my people are in Queens, and here I am in Inglewood, New Jersey. I don't know nobody, but I meet Redhead, and me and Red clicked. Red Kingpin.
That was Dave?
That was Dave.
Okay, good.
And when I tell you, man, like, we were the crew, man. Like, we would be doing wild shit. Like, we were really wilding out in Jersey, making music. And the even funnier thing is, my boy heard my demo, the demo to the song. Well, this might be part of your next question, but so stop me if I'm going.
No, it's okay.
And he was like, yo, you gotta let my mom hear your record.
Okay.
And I was like, why am I gonna let your mom hear my record? You said, I let my mom hear Dave's record too. I said, all right, whatever. So I go to his house. I pull up at his house. It's a straight up mansion. I didn't even know this. I see the Magnum PI Ferrari in the front on bricks.
Wow.
No tires.
Oh.
Nah. I see a Rolls Royce. This is in the in another pocket of the neighborhood. I'm like, yo, what is this? So I open the door. I go to the door, and a butler come out.
Butler?
Come on in.
Mr. Bentley?
Exactly. And then there was winding stairs, and the mom comes downstairs in her like robe and shit. And I'm like, yo.
Body time.
Nah. Like some old, extravagant shit.
He said no body time.
I'm like, that's Sylvia Robinson from Sugar Hill Records. I'm like, yo, if it wasn't for this lady, we wouldn't have no rap records out.
Wow. At all.
Her and her brother.
Wow.
So she was like, yeah, I met with your friend Dave, Redhead, and he got a good record. And I heard your record, The Rhythm, and I love that. And I'm starting a new label, and I want y'all to be on the label. So I was like, oh, word, I get to be on a label with my best friend. He said, yeah, and I got this other group, New Tribe. I was like, word? New Tribe, if y'all look it up, kid named Tretch, Vinny, and KG.
Yeah, of course.
That was N.O.R.E. but that's your original name?
Yeah.
So it was going to be
I forgot.
N.O.R.E, me, and Redhead on this new label called Bon-Ami Records. And I'm like, wait, that don't even sound hip-hop.
Bon-Ami?
Exactly.
Terrible name.
Bon-Ami, that's
No, it was boning me.
Well, the contract.
Right.
So at that same time, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but you told me to tell the story, so I'm telling the story. And he got to smoking me, so I'm telling a whole lot of stories.
Let's go.
So at that same time, I handed my demo to Herbie Lovebug, and my father was like, you should let one of his friends hear the demo. His wife worked at Sony. So literally, Miss Robinson gives me a contract. It's literally 2 pages long. It's like some words in the front, and in the back is the signing page. Then a couple of weeks later, Herbie says, yo, Atlantic wants to sign you. I'm sending you the contract. That's 350 pages long.
Right.
Then my pop's friend calls me direct and was like,
Sony Connect.
we're interested in your album. We want to send you a contract.
Right.
But I didn't tell my pops. I didn't tell my pops about none of this.
Right.
So I'm walking home from school every day with
got
3
three
contracts
contracts,
in my book bag. I'm sitting,
That's ill.
baking on it. I don't even know what to do. But I knew what not to do was the Sylvia Robinson contract, because I was like,
2 pages.
2 pages, anything could be changed. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm like, this don't even look right.
All right.
I mean, 2 pages might be easier to litigate, though.
And was it the only company that was black?
If you really think about it.
Yeah, but I didn't like the name Bon-Ami. I didn't think it was going to take off.
But they had the
I wanted to.
in the Ferrari.
Yeah, but the Ferrari had no tires. So
Yeah, he said
it was on bricks.
on brick.
They played games.
So I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if that was going to go over well. So then I looked at the legacy of Atlantic Records. Some of my favorite artists were on Atlantic. So I was like, yo, I think I want to go there. And I know MC Light was there. but I would have been the first rapper signed directly to Atlantic Records. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so
This was you saying this for yourself? Your parents are not involved in this.
No, my parents, they end up, but they don't know. A divorce lawyer looked at my record contract.
A divorce lawyer.
So that shows you what was going on. It was still a divorce. It was like
Oh, your parents were getting divorced?
My parents had gotten divorced. My pops just got remarried, but he was like, I know a lawyer. Let's use the divorce lawyer.
Let's use Bob that just litigated our divorce.
Yeah, like he just did the divorce. And the divorce wasn't no ugly thing. So it was like, let's do that. And my mom's was with it. So they technically had to sign the contract because I was young. I was, 16.
Underage, right.
So they had to sign the contract. But my choice was to go with Atlantic, because it was through Herbie. Herbie was, that was back in Queens. That was my home crew. Then I didn't know what was going to happen with the Bonami stuff. Redhead ended up with Teddy Riley, so that he wasn't even going to be. So I wasn't even going to be on the label with my boy. And so it is what it is. And I don't know if Bonami ever put out New Tribe. I know New Tribe had an album, but I don't know if it was on that label. I gotta ask KG if that was on that label. But what they ended up turning into. So clearly Bonami didn't turn it into anything.
Right.
Bonami turned out to be Bonami.
Yeah. So, but then you got 3 Times Dope.
3 Times Dope.
Yeah. No, they couldn't put ties. They just, I don't know what they was doing. They probably it was in the middle of changing.
Stop, leave the tires alone, Sonny.
Because they were.
I like that.
Think about it, Sugar Hill Records sold a lot of records, so they had their paper was right, and they had everybody's publishing. So, but with 3 Times Dope, 3 Times Dope, I'm already out. I'm already established, and they're like the first artist that I get real cool with that's not from my area. It's not
Philly,
from Queens.
right?
They're from Philly.
Right.
So I would stay at the rapper EST. I would stay with him and his mom.
Unusual fella.
Yeah, man. I would stay at ES's house. ES would stay at my house. His mom would call me son. My mom would call him son. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thing between me and them, because Redhead's a part of my foundation and me trying to make it, where ES, Woody, and Chuck, they are a part of like just artists with deals, just having fun together. So y'all got to drink. Y'all got to know.
Oh shit.
So, Lloyd Banks or Pharoah Monch?
Pharoah Monch.
Okay. Because he
Oh, he's
can't.
as a rapper? Oh, what are we talking about?
Whatever criteria.
Whatever criteria you
No
want.
criteria.
So I give it to Pharoah Monch because Pharoah Monch is probably one of the illest rappers ever. And I think Banks is one of the illest rappers ever. But because me and Monch went to school together, me and Monch are...
I heard he was an ill beatboxer.
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah.
He's also into the same things I'm into, like collecting toys and all that stuff. So
Comic
we go
books?
to Comic-Con together. We're always on panels, so there's always that connection.
Much on Drink Champs.
Yeah. I have never, to this day, though we've sold over 1 million records, I've never met Banks.
Really?
I've never
met
been in a
Lloyd
room with him. I've never seen him. I've never had any conversations with him. So I don't know if he picked the beat. I believe Sha Money XL and Fifth picked the beat.
I can see that.
And when they recorded the record, they were on the tour. So I had to turn everything in. I had to go to a studio, lay the beat down, put it, in tracks, and then send it to London.
Oh, wow.
Where Banks did his vocals. So I wasn't able to get to London. It was like a session that was going on. They told me, go to the studio on Tuesday and we're recording on a Wednesday. I was like, there was no way I was able to get out for that.
Right.
So I couldn't really be the producer that I normally am. And it's got to be, how long ago? This is 2004. So 21 years ago.
A classic record.
I've never met Banks. I would love to meet him.
You got 21 questions why you ain't meet Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, there you go.
Drumline or Coach Carter? You worked on both, right?
Yeah. I never saw Coach Carter. Drumline. So
Make
I've
some noise
never,
for you being a foul nigga. You cash the check, though. You cash the check, I tell you that.
What is Coach Carter about?
About
Samuel Jackson being
About
a coach.
Coach Carter.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he
in the city coming in as a coach with a young minority group of kids, delinquents, losing season, losing team, and he overcomes them as young grown men and educated and students and athletes.
There you go. See,
Phenomenal.
He watches it every day.
I gotta watch that. I've never. I felt like it's like Lean on Me, but with sports.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's a great analogy. Coliseum or Gertrude Moore?
Coliseum all day long.
I'm with you with that.
You can get Bally's. You go there for $100 Bally's. You can talk them down to $80.
Yeah, you can get Shirt Kings.
Yep, Shirt Kings. You can get your chain. You can get a picture. You take a girl. You and your girlfriend dress the same. Y'all go to Coliseum and take the picture together. Looking crazy.
But Bally's, yes. Don't forget Bally's.
Okay, New Jack City or Juice?
Juice.
Aren't you on the soundtrack of one of these?
No.
No? I could have swore you were on New Jack City soundtrack.
If I am, I don't know it.
Okay.
But Juice, because Juice reminded me of people I actually knew in area in Harlem that I would actually hang out in. So I feel like it was a connection where Nino Brown, we all knew who our neighborhood Nino Browns were, but they weren't like Nino Brown. You know what I'm saying? It was like a fantasized.
It wasn't extravagant as that.
Yeah, it wasn't like what
But it wasn't too far off.
but
They shoot you right on the block.
Nah, it was. I'm sure it was a little bit.
Yeah, but it was very like, you ever used to watch an 80s or 90s movie about rapping, but didn't have no real rappers in it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It
It didn't reflect.
Yeah, it was.
What was really happening?
We could understand it, but it wasn't exactly. You know, I'm from an era where you got cats like Preem and Fat Cat and you know Paul
Bobby Mason.
All these cats is, you know, in Harlem. Like, we seeing this in real life. We're seeing that crack era ain't nothing to play with. And when we kids, we're seeing it in real time.
Right.
And we're seeing something like, you come up to Harlem, you go to South Side, you go into Baisley, you go different spots, you see some things and you hear about some things that no movie has ever depicted. So you watch Nino Brown, it's like, all right, this is watered down. This is watered down life that we seeing for real, for real. Where something about Juice, it's like everybody got that crew. They got that one kid in the crew that's like Bishop, Tupac.
OD.
You know, there's that one, you know, the one kid in the crew, like Omar Epps, that one that tried to get out of it. He was a DJ trying to do his thing. And they reminded me of my friends. They reminded me of my Brooklyn friends, they reminded me of my Queens friends, they reminded me of my Harlem friends. And it was like, I can relate to this. Where just like I don't know, like, for example, I can ask a Cali dude, was Menace to Society real?
Right.
Was Boys in the Hood real? I can't relate. To me, it's all a Hollywood thing. But for somebody that was really in that game, I always wondered, like,
We just
y'all
had a
look at this?
discussion about American Me and Blood In, Blood Out. Like, we didn't know which is which. So, yeah, I understand.
Well, that was for different reasons, though. Why?
Yeah, but it's still the same. We still didn't know which is which.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trackmasters or Hitman?
My mom. I want to say I wanted y'all to take a drink, but wait.
I'll take a drink anyway.
Y'all can take a drink.
Okay, all right, good.
But this is why.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Trackmasters, for the most part. First, let's go with my man, Red Hot Lover Tone.
Red Hot Lover Tone. Trackmaster Tone, for those who don't know.
Yeah. He was a blueprint for what I was trying to do at the time. Him and Prince Markie D from the Fat Boys were artists that became major producers.
Wow.
So when I'm in my between period trying to figure it out, And he was down here. He was
Yeah,
yeah.
Nah, he's a radio.
Yeah.
He was in Miami.
Yeah. You know, super. That's my guy, man.
Yeah, man.
So, looking at Mark, looking at Tone, gave me the battery to say I can do that as well.
As well, yes.
You know, if I just got to break through the barrier and I can get these records sold, and I can do that too. And Tone tried to sit me down, like, yo, man, get off, stop rhyming on those beats. Take it from me.
Right.
Sell that shit.
This is the second time.
Yeah.
Did somebody else tell you that?
Yeah, Ron and Tone.
Ron,
They're both telling me at the same time, sell that. So here you got Tone telling me that's Trackmasters. Poke, me and Poke, I'm loving how Poke makes his beats. Poke is a focused dude. He's all about his beats, super focused. Then you got the Hitmen. Ron is one of the Hitmen. He's telling me the same thing.
And your man, he's from your area.
Yeah, he's from my block,
Wayne,
and I'm listening to him. I know D-Dot.
D-Dot's ill.
But at the same time, they both were rappers. Two Kings in a Cypher.
Wait, D-Dot was
Yeah, they were in a rap
D-Dot's
group.
a mad rapper too.
Yeah, he's a mad rapper. But
know that.
D-Dot and Ron were in a group called Two Kings in a Cypher.
Oh,
and
shit.
it didn't work out the way they wanted it to work out. So they switched gears. And I remember I would go up to Howard University. I would see D, I would see Ron, and they would have the NPCs in the dorm room. They were getting they were getting their thing
Howard
together.
at the time too?
Puff was there too. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So you know that's how far back I go with them guys.
Wow.
All of them.
Wow.
So they both, Ron especially and Tone especially, heavily influenced, and Ron being a part of my resurgence into the music industry, and Tone willing to be a part of my resurgence.
Right.
I can't put one over the other. I gotta give it to them. And I just love all their records. There's no records that they made that I didn't rock with.
I respect that. So we're gonna do one last more quick time of slime, then you jump back into the
Okay.
All right. I was about to give you a warning, but I'm not gonna give you a warning because he says I lead the witness.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty or respect?
Respect.
Okay.
Because with respect brings loyalty, and the people that are loyal to you will always be disloyal to you at some point when they don't get the same respect that you get. Understand that.
Woo.
Say that again.
When the people that are loyal to you don't get the same respect that you get, or feel that you're getting more respect to them than them, their loyalty will leave you.
Woo.
So you always got to have respect, because with respect, people understand, and there's nothing wrong with this, because there's another part to it. People understand when you have respect that they should deal with you. They don't have to like you. They don't have to love you. They don't have to be loyal to you. But they know it means something to them, and it'll do something for them if they deal with you because they respect you.
Right.
You understand? When they just loyal to you, anything will happen. I didn't want to tell you your girl's cheating on you because I'm loyal to you, and I don't want you to kick me out. You know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't get all that kind of weirdness. But the respect thing is something different. Now, what I do believe is, with your respect, I'm about to sound like Lil' Kim, with respect comes power. With your respect, you bring about a certain level of power, and you can bring along the people who are loyal to you and give them ways to come up.
Right. Status.
Yeah, but you can't do that unless you have the respect. A bunch of loyal people can be a bunch of loyal people in an apartment in 7A in Baisley wishing that they came out because they all loyal to each other.
Right.
And they just sitting around. So you got to have respect first. Like you can't buy furniture and you don't have the house.
Okay. So, now let's talk the rhythm, because I've been wanting to know how you put this record together forever. So,
Okay.
So how does this come about?
So the rhythm, shouts to my boy Tom Mel. So we were living in this building complex. Anybody in Corona, Queens knows this building called N.O.R.E. Miller.
Okay.
And we lived in N.O.R.E. Miller fun fact, across the street was a building called Meadow Manor, and most of Main Source lived in Meadow Manor.
Okay.
So Tamel's father, and if y'all want to figure out what Tamel's father looked like, does anybody know that show Family Guy?
Yeah.
Family Guy. Okay, the cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Who's the black guy on the Family Guy?
Black guy.
Cleveland Brown. Tamel's father looked exactly like Cleveland Brown. He looks like him, and he sounds, I think somebody took Tamel's father and made Cleveland Brown.
Right.
So when I tell the story, y'all can put Cleveland Brown in your head.
Uh-huh.
So his dad used to have all these records, all these jazz records, all these different kind of records, and we'd be in there, and I'd be looking at his records, and he would come in. Every time I would go there, he would be going to work. Okay, Tamel, okay, Kwamé, don't be touching my records. He would leave. And so as soon as he closed the door, I'm like, let me see that record. And I play it. So one record I played, I put it on. I was like, yo, what is this? He's like, yo, my dad just bought it. I said, I need that record. He's like, yo, my dad is going to kill. I said, I need that record, man. He said, well, I said, yo, Pops just went to work. He don't know what's going to be gone. He said, just wait. So flash forward, I knew I wanted to use that record. And I did the whole beat in my head. I used a piece of James Brown, Funky Drummer. I used a piece of the Staple Singers.
You recreated the beat?
No.
Oh.
I knew I wanted to use that sample. I didn't remember the name of the record. I knew it was a Bob James record with a ladybug on the cover. That's all I said, the ladybug record. That's what I called it. So I was like, I'm gonna get that record. So, and I didn't remember the artist's name either. I just knew the ladybug.
Right.
So I thought about the rest of the beat. I wrote the rhymes, and then I called Tamel. I was like, yo, when's your dad going to work? Because I had studio time.
Right. So but you still didn't have the record in your possession.
No, I said, what time your dad going to work? He's like, 6. I'm gonna be there 6:15. I went to his house. I said, give me that record. I jacked the record.
Right.
Went to the studio because he worked overnights. I went to the studio, sampled it, and gave him back the record before his pops came home. Before his pops even knew it.
Wow.
That's how I sampled that record and made the rhythm.
That was genius.
Yeah. I think I gave the record back. I gave the record. I can't remember. So if I didn't give the record back, Mr. Williams, I'm sorry, my bad.
I was hearing you on a show, right? And I believe it was something like I wish I would have said things that I wish I would have said, or something like that, right? Or things that like, right? Is there something that you wish you would have did? Is there something that you regret, perhaps?
Well, back to what we were saying earlier. I wish I had a line of polka dot clothes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the merch.
Merch, and I wish I would have. See, I can't say I wish, because I think I can say I wish I had somebody to teach me what I know now.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't have any regrets, because everything that happened to me, good and bad, allowed me to be at this podcast today. Everything led up to this.
Right.
And I'm not glazing or nothing. I'm telling y'all the truth. Everything led up to this because this was a podcast that I've always wanted to be on.
Right. Well, this is your show. Yes. Well, continue. I'm sorry.
And I had a list of goals. And this podcast was on the list of goals.
Oh, that's what's
and
up.
It wasn't like, and it's on my studio wall. I'll DM you a picture. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah.
And I know that we connected on the toy level thing and everything.
Yeah, we got to speak about the toys.
But it wasn't no thing where it was like, can I be on your show? Can I be on your show? Anything like that. I wanted to earn a slot.
Nah, we requested you.
Yeah.
We've been trying to.
I mean, you didn't have to earn the slot. The slot was earned already a long time ago.
No, but for me,
connected on an organic level.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make it happen eventually.
And you know, like when we book guests, right? This has been my most funnest time, right? Like sometimes I go to the airport, right? And a person will come up to me. One person will know who I am, and another person won't, right? And they'll be like, well, the other person will be like, well, who is you? And I'd be like, I can't describe who I am.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't know who I am, then your friends should tell you or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I was doing that, and when I was saying, like, you know, up to the weeks of having you booked, and when I kept saying that, whenever a person didn't know, I felt so enjoyed breaking it down. Like, I was like, yo, this is the guy, he had the whole era. Like, and I was sitting there and I was like, I felt so good, like, explaining to a person who didn't know. This is what I'm trying to tell you. But yeah. So, so you said you had no regrets?
Yeah, so and this is no regrets, man, because it's like I believe in that universal law. Like, everything happens all at once. And so it's like you gotta every mistake you make leads to a future success.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period. You can go outside tomorrow, break your leg, right? I'm not wishing this on you.
Right.
You trying to run a marathon,
That's
you can't.
right.
Now you can't run the marathon, you broke your
please
leg.
don't do that.
But you found out something crazy happened at the marathon that helped you, then you couldn't make it, and so, you was able to do something bigger than that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're gonna run the marathon and you're gonna do it all the way.
That's
So
right.
like, I know that. So that's what I believe. I just believe that everything leads to a point, you know, and so I don't look backwards. The only thing I look back on, I will say this, I say this regret. I allowed management and record labels to tell me what hip hop was supposed to do and where hip hop was going, and I didn't pay attention to it. So, for example,
you listen to yourself.
Yeah, I'm not listening to myself. So I'll give you a perfect example. Low End Theory comes out.
Tropical Quest.
Tropical Quest.
Yeah.
And
Fellow Queens.
we're in the studio making an album, and it's, you know, happy dancing type of hip hop. And then somebody brings in Low End Theory, and they play it. I'm like, this shit is the truth. And then listening to somebody from management, that shit is never gonna work.
Oh my God.
They're never gonna get on the radio with that.
Wow.
They're never gonna go on tour with that. They're never gonna get a Grammy with that.
They did all.
And in my mind, I'm like, I am going in the wrong direction. I saw it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm literally cutting my own career short for not paying attention to where hip hop is going. I know where it's going. I'm only 19 at the time. Like, I'm not in the clouds. I don't see nothing. You know, I'm still on the train. I'm in it.
Right.
I see that people are stopping the suits and putting on the jabots and the beef and broccolis and the snow beach or whatever. Like, I see it. I know what's happening. I know low heads, and I know what's going on. And it could have been an easy transition for me, because I could have implemented my thing in with it, because I'm of the age. I'm not an older guy trying to look young. But I'm not paying attention. I'm not listening to myself, and I'm listening to people like, you got to put this singing hook and you got to make people dance, and the A&R and all this kind of stuff. You got to make it happy. And then the same A&R, which is funny, when that album, I'm not gonna say it didn't do well. It's my third album called Nasty. It did all right for the time, but it wasn't no Low End Theory. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
it
they
wasn't
did the Billie Jean on you.
Yeah, exactly. And then on top of that, so Low End Theory comes out, then N.O.R.E comes out, then Illmatic comes out, and then the A&R sit me down and they're like, hey, would you think you should toughen it up a little bit? I'm like, what you? He said, put some braids in that flat top, and,
rob somebody real quick.
Yeah, like, no, they literally was telling me this. Yo, like,
because the tougher music started.
yeah, like, start, maybe, like, wear some Timbs and a baseball bat.
Wait, ain't Vin Diesel your cousin?
Yeah, yes.
Vin Diesel is your cousin, right?
Yeah.
You should have brought Vin Diesel outside.
Yeah, no, exactly. And at that time, he was trying to rap, so we was working.
Word.
We was working on some stuff, but it was weird how, like, the flip flop of these record labels was, and it was very interesting. So that was probably my regret, not listening to myself and not going with my gut.
Right.
Even though I'm never going to regret a record that I made, I'm going to regret that I didn't pivot when I had a clear lane to pivot.
Right.
Okay.
So.
So, like, I heard Ghostface say, recently. I don't know if it's recently, but he said that rap should have categories. It shouldn't just be just hip hop. Like it should be contemporary hip hop, maybe classic hip hop, maybe new school hip hop. Do you feel like you created a genre of hip hop? Because like when you look at your music and you look at of your career, like it was non-threatening, right?
Yeah.
Now you got people like Pharrell who made a whole career off of like kind of like being non-threatening, and then there's other people like I would like to say Lupe Fiasco, who kind of like made his career like being non-threatening, and so on and so forth. There's like a whole new version of Native Tongue, but I feel like it started with you.
I think between me and Native Tongue. So say for example, my album came out 2 months before 3 Feet High and Rising.
Okay.
So 89, you have these two groups.
3 Feet High and Rising, that's De La Soul.
Yes. And that really kind of like, the Jungle Brothers really ushered it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Jungle
saying?
Brothers first, but De La really felt it.
Yeah. And, this is a platinum album. This is an album that's killing it. And I think with De La, they spoke to a certain audience, like the Afrocentric, just like the audience, the rap audience that wasn't trying to be status quo, but they weren't trying to be gangsters. They were on their intellectual stuff. They were on their straight hip hop stuff at the same time. No gimmicks. It was just raw, like just them being them. And I think what I represented was more like the nerds and the geeks and all the dudes that were overdressed in school and and
the ones that get girls.
I was the younger generation because you always had your Kane and and LL.
They were like the jocks.
They were the jocks.
It's high school shit.
And so, I represented that. I represented the kids that may have loved hip hop but didn't fit in with that whole gangster shit at all. And I think that DNA spilled into a Kanye for sure. Like you'll see footage of 12-year-old Kanye dressed like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or Pharrell, or Pharrell will credit Tribe, but I just think that still there's a lot of things that I've done.
Yeah, I can see you and Pharrell. Like
there's a lot of even I know this for a fact. A lot of ways that Puff would maneuver, like as far as clothing and showmanship and stuff like that. I know for a fact he got from what I was doing.
Right.
And then those artists, that's another generation. They begat another generation. So you have rappers out here now that don't understand that they still carry my DNA. They may think it's from something else, but that was from. So I think
somebody might ice glue you with polka dots.
Yeah. So it's like
you're like, motherfucker, I invented that.
Yeah, no, trust me. There's been a time. There was these kids in New York called the Retro Kids. This is like mid 2000s, and they would dress like old school. And they would have on polka dots. They would the flat tops, the whole nine. And this is like 2005, 2006.
I think I remember these you.
Yeah, but
that era, especially.
That era.
Yeah.
And I would walk down the street and I would see them like, yo, that's some dope stuff. It's like, yeah, man, we got this at the vintage store. It's like, word, that's where y'all got it from? It's like, yeah, that's the 90s style. I'm like, word, that's dope. And I would just walk by them and it was like, these fools don't. Nothing against that, but then some of them did know. Right. There was times that one of them be like, wait a minute. So shouts out to those cats, but there was a subculture in New York. Not necessarily like the Retro Kids, that was the name of the crew, but there was a subculture of Retro Kids that just didn't know, and they would dress like that and have no idea where they got it from or anything. So I think it's dope.
All right. Well, shit, man.
The toys, we gotta talk about the toys.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Speaking of, we gotta talk about the toys and the new album.
Right.
So
let's go.
I wanna I'm a heavy toy collector and everything.
Yes.
And so I wanted to gift y'all with
who's the only black guy in toys? David Varner.
I want to give a shout out to David Varner because the toy industry is.
You autograph mine too?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm actually autograph David Varner. I see my name. That's right.
Mine, but I'm bringing it. I brought it together.
So you got those are both for the edition.
Yeah, please. In the car.
So big shouts to Dave.
Yeah.
Dave is the pioneer in the toy industry.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine in my age range, and he's a pioneer. He started out at Marvel Comics, and he went to this toy company called Toy Biz. He's the reason why we have the toy collection called Marvel Legends.
Right.
And so this is some toy nerd stuff going on. Right. And he moved through the ranks and he moved to different toy companies, and now he has his own toy factory. He has his own toy company as well. Wow. So he's a real pioneer, and it's something that I always wanted to get into.
Hell yeah.
So I co-founded a company called LBO, Let's Be Onyx. And, you know, our mission is to create toys, some of them which are very hip-hop based. Like we have this toy line about to come out, and it's very hip-hop based, but it puts people that look like us, all of us, on shelves just as much as we see Captain America and Batman and Superman. So, you know, that's really our mission. And so, like, I'm just real heavy into that space, and it helps me get away from the stress of music.
Oh yeah.
Because once when you're doing music, you know everything is a political game. You got to start maneuvering in ways it's not as pure as it used to be. But you go to a Comic-Con or another kind of toy convention or whatever, ain't nobody think about nothing but buying the exclusive stuff and seeing what's coming out. And it takes me back to that pure period of time. So, yeah.
Okay. So now you said the new album.
Yeah.
This is your first album in 26 years?
Show the album, please.
So this is the album. I got like a bag of tricks over here.
Okay, holy moly.
So this is the album called The Different Kids.
Oh.
Yo, this album's amazing, man.
Now, thank you.
All right.
And this album, like if you zoom in on it, it represents a lot of different things. You got 1989 me right there.
I was going to say different phases of you, right?
Yeah. You got, I don't know, me just trying to be fly online or whatever.
He's a pimp right there.
You know, me just chilling out, but the producer me, and then the current artist version of me. But the whip that I'm sitting on is the Star Wars land speeder. So like, people don't understand. Like, I got to bring that geek culture in here too. So shout out to amazing artist in DC named Mia Duval.
That shit look like hand painted.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So Mia Duval did this artwork for The Different Kids. It's out now. It just came out in August. So and I think I love this album. I think a lot of people tell me it's my best work.
Oh wow.
And I don't think that it's not a glaze either. I think for the first time since I was 16, I made an album without any expectation.
And it's self-produced as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I made it in a small room in my house. It wasn't like no glorious studio or anything, just a small room in my crib. And I put the album together, and it's on my own label, distributed through Virgin Records and a label called SRG. And, I had no expectations about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put out some records and see what happens because I like producing. I like producing myself. I like rapping. Let's see what happens. And I put out 2 singles at the same time, one called Miss Mary Mac and another single called Hello Anybody. And, like, I'm getting on TV shows, I'm getting on, the news, I'm doing podcasts, I'm doing stuff that I would have never been doing normally. I'm on a promo run, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I'm coming from a perspective of where I am now as a person, as a man in his 50s with a family. I'm rhyming from that perspective. I'm giving stories about
growing with the fans,
yeah, like I'm growing. I'm not trying to be 16-year-old me.
Yeah,
but the beats are still slapping.
You can't be talking finger popping now at this stage.
I'm putting and that was the thing about the beats. It was like nobody has to tell me I need to be on the radio. Right. Nobody's telling me I got to be in the club.
Right.
I got to make this trap beat to fit in. I'm just making beats, and as raw as the beats are, and if you know how it is, you hear a dope beat, you want to start rhyming. If I'm making a beat and it make me want to start rhyming, that's going to be on the album, and I'm gonna rhyme about something. Every record is about something, and I'm not just going to just be talking about, like I'm back. I'm not doing none of that. Or I used to do this. I was the Don back in the day. Like it's none of that kind of stuff. So. I really love this album. And I'm gonna promote and push the hell out of the album until, like keep going.
We got
Different kids. The different kids is out now.
But
LP,
this is the last
CD,
question.
vinyl.
It's a two-part question. You got an American Music Award, and you was inducted to the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Well, I didn't get an American Music Award.
You didn't get an American
No,
Music Award?
my record,
Dominicans gave us the
Switch-
fucking
Switch-
wrong advice.
Switch got an American Music Award, so I guess I get one by default like that. But it was
Yeah, that's your shit.
By
it was,
affiliation.
it was yeah,
That's
it
your
was,
shit, man. I be claiming it for you.
you know, and if I'm not mistaken, Lloyd Banks on Fire, either Lloyd Banks or Christina Aguilera, one of them or both of them got Grammy nominations. So I could claim that if I wanted to.
Grammy nominee.
But then the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, the Hip Hop Museum in Washington D.C. did a induction ceremony, and I thought it was dope for me because one, I didn't think I was going to be put up in a museum like I'm like King Tut or somebody like.
Hell yeah.
But the people that were inducted at the same time, it was myself, it was Kid and Play,
Wow.
it was Herbie
Your homies you
Lovebug,
grew up with, yeah.
it was Dana Dane, and everybody who had something to do with who I am was all there at the same time. I'm talking about down to
That must have been dope.
Ron Lawrence was there, and and I had to thank him. I was able to personally thank him for helping me get into the position that I'm in. This guy, my boy named Dana, we call him Dana Dumb. The guy who taught me how to use an MPC was in the audience, and I haven't seen him since the day he taught me how to use an MPC.
His name is Dana Dumb.
We call him Dana Dumb, and
Well, he turned out not to be dumb.
yeah, no, Dana's super nasty with the beats, but he taught me how to use it, and I was able to personally thank him.
Wow.
You know, I have family there that I was able to acknowledge. I haven't seen Herbie Lovebug since the 90s. No, 2001. I haven't seen him since. So I was able to see Herbie, his younger brother Steve, who put me with Herbie, we all went to school together. I'm literally seeing my neighborhood being inducted into a Hall of Fame at the same time. So it was bigger. For me, it was way bigger than what I was getting. I'm like, yo, we are all here at once. The only people that ain't here with us and they couldn't make it was Salt and Pepper. I'm like, dag, if that would have been the Sweet Tea was there, Antoinette was there. So the first person I ever even produced was there getting an award. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, this is like the mega full circle moment for me. So it was dope.
Well, you're a super legend, man. We appreciate you taking your time.
Thank y'all for having me.
Man, we appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Let's take a quick flick first, right?
Yes.
Flick first.